All right, we live on YouTube. Oh, my already. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. I just went live. What is this? All right, we live. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. While you guys are coming in, tap that screen for me on YouTube. You already know what to do. Make sure you guys are smashing the like button. Smash the like button. With that said, if you are a Muslim, you're more than welcome to come on. If you're Christian, I need you to go ahead and tap that screen. He says, why should I accept to drink blood? So here's what's going on here. You guys, lately, I've been seeing you guys saying that the Christians drink and eat blood and eat Jesus. Again, it's a symbol, all right? I don't know, maybe you guys don't know nothing about symbol. Jesus is not really in there, right? I mean, some Catholic might say the presence of Jesus is there, and some Orthodox. But ultimately, we are not drinking real blood. We should not even have to say that, but unfortunately, we have to. Because we got some Muslim with the IQ that is under 60 for some reason. So we gotta say it.
Hello? Okay.
Hey, yeah, you Muslim?
Depends on who you're asking. Yeah.
Do you believe Muhammad is a prophet?
Huh?
Is Muhammad a prophet?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess you're a Muslim. So what don't you like, Paul, man? What do you... Okay, he gone. I didn't even get to ask my question. What is this? We got Josh up in the building, Steven, and may God work through you. Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate that, man. That means a lot to me. Yo, again, guys, make sure you guys are liking the stream, especially on YouTube, and let me know who you are. Comment. That way, the algorithm kind of favors that. It likes when the people comment. So I don't know. Just do anything. Let's get this live stream out there, right? Today's question is very simple. It says, bro, what? Break my heart. Hey, man, what's going on, man? I know Muslims they have IQ that is under 60, so we gotta explain everything to them. We shouldn't have to do that, but we have to, because we're dealing with people who are not that bright, So, how you doing, brother Josh? Is there anyone else missing the like button on YouTube? That's crazy. What's going on? What is going on, man? Let me hop on YouTube real quick. Hey, I don't know, man. I see my well, I gotta sign into someone else's account. I don't know. Trying to refresh your the site real quick. Maybe my work. I have no idea what's going on. Hello.
Hello?
Hey, how are you?
What's up, man? Good, how are you?
Are you Muslim?
How does it feel to be a nigger? Like a black nigger monkey.
You guys got a favorite hadith that we can read, or is it too early for this? What's happening? Should we start reading hadith? How Muhammad got written? How you have demons writing Muhammad all throughout the night? Do you guys want to hear us reading that? Do y'all want us to start reading hadith about your prophet? Because that's what I'm gonna do, right? Again, I suggest you follow what your Quran says. You insult me, or you insult my God, I'm gonna insult your prophet and your God. That's what I'm gonna do. So this is the last warning for all you guys who think I can just come up here and insult me or insult my God. I suggest you follow what the Quran says, so I won't insult your prophet and your God. I'm genuinely trying to have a convo here, okay? Let's not do that. That was my last warning.
Yo,
You're Muslim?
yeah,
Yo, what's up?
bro. Do you know what you write down here? Like, Jesus is God.
Yeah.
God is not God. What?
Yeah, I know.
Allah means God in Arabic. So I don't know what you mean by Muslim have low IQ.
Right.
So I'm saying low IQ for you now.
So this is a proof that you don't have an IQ. So I said that the Allah of the Quran is not
Bro,
God.
this is a proof that you
If
don't
you,
have
if you
IQ.
look at it, there's a flag
Allah
here.
means- God.
Brother, what is this? What is this for? What is this simple?
What is that? What?
What is that?
Oh, wait, Muslims? What?
Yeah, so
Okay,
Allah
what?
of the Muslims or of Islam,
Oh,
if you can use your common
okay.
sense, I'm assuming that you do have a common sense, is not God. All right? You want to start over?
Bro. Oh my God. Do you have any evidence of that?
Yeah.
What's the proof, man?
So the proof is Allah made a false claim. He said that all the Muslims.
Like,
Hold on, I'm about to give me a minute. He said that all the prophets were Muslims, including Jesus, and that's false, right? And your God is not even all powerful, so it's your pick. He's not all powerful, and he made false claims.
okay. Oh my God. Let's just begin from the start. First of all, you say Allah make a first claim saying that every prophet is a Muslim, right?
Are they?
And the second one, you say that what was it again?
Are they most of the Muslim? One at a time, but let's just deal with the one at a time. So, do you
Yeah,
believe that
okay.
all prophets were Muslims?
Yeah. We believe that because we believe that every single prophet submit their will to Allah, and that is called Muslim. As that is what the meaning of Muslim. Submit your will to God.
But that's not what the Quran says.
What did it say?
It says that a Muslim is someone who submits to a man.
Tell man. Prove it.
Yeah, chapter 5, verse 6, chapter 4, 65. What's funny? I'm not laughing at all. What's funny here?
Wait. I know what you're talking about. That's why I'm laughing.
Okay, well, why am I talking about?
Oh, literally, yesterday, watching a video of how it got debunked by a
Okay,
Muslim.
go ahead and debunk it.
I'm laughing.
Debunk it.
Yeah. Wait. I'm just going back to the surah right now.
I need all you guys to hit the like button. I appreciate it. And also make sure you guys, comment, especially on YouTube people. I want to see you guys. I want to see who you are. So make sure you are commenting. That way I can get to know you. I want to know all my people.
Quran. Wait. Quran. Let's go.
Who else we got on YouTube other than Josh here? Who else is watching?
Which chapter?
Chapter 4.
Chapter 4. Okay.
So if this has been debunked, you should not have no problem with it. So let's see how good are you gonna do.
Okay. I'm not the best explainer. I'm not a debater or something like that.
You're not what?
But I can try my best, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just learned this,
Oh, you just learned this.
learning.
Okay. Now you see, now you're starting to come up with excuses. I don't like people
Like
who
how?
come up with excuses like that.
Bro, that's not an excuse, bro. I say I'm learning. What the heck?
Okay. Well, how about you go learn and come back when you learned? You want to go do that?
Oh,
Because I
wait,
do have
bro.
other people
Let
who
me-
wants to come up who have learned this argument. You want to do that?
Wait. Oh, okay, they just do it. Just skip me. I'm
Alright.
come back.
How about this? Let me ask you a question, right? What do you hate Paul? Why don't you like Paul?
What?
Why don't you like Paul? Do you like him? Do you know who Paul is?
Yeah, I know, bro. Why?
Why don't you
I
like
don't
him?
hate him. I don't hate him.
So you love him?
I don't love him.
Say I love Paul. Say it.
Why?
You say you don't hate him?
Okay, he's a human being. So
I know.
why will I hate him?
I know. Say I love Paul.
I don't need to love someone to hate. What?
Ah, man, I appreciate you
For
that, man.
example, you're a human being. I don't hate you.
All right. Get down in the comments.
Um. Okay.
Bro didn't even try to hide it at all. He's What are you watching, man? What are you watching? He didn't even try to hide it at all. He says, I'm 3 years old and I'm not ashamed of it. He didn't even try to turn it off. So, hello.
Hello.
At least you're not. How are you? How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 18.
I don't know. Yeah. So what don't you like? What don't you like, Paul?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I don't have any feelings about him.
You think he was a good man?
No.
You think he was trustworthy?
Well, I don't think there's any proof to show he was trustworthy, like external sources outside of him. You know what I mean?
Okay. Do you have a proof that he wasn't trustworthy?
Well, it's more of like I mean, if you want to say that, oh, Jesus spoke to me, or I'm
By the way,
trustworthy,
can you speak up? I can barely hear you. Like,
oh, sorry. If you want to say that if you're someone that's receiving a revelation from God, I think it's the burden on you to show the proof. And I think there's certain things that constitute like, oh, if I'm like, for example, prophecies, miracles, and he didn't have any of those, so there's no way of showing that he was, receiving revelation.
okay, so you said that he's not trustworthy because he never performed a miracle?
No, I'm saying that there are, like, if you're someone to say that you're a prophet or you're someone that's receiving revelation from God, you need to prove it in a way, right? Like, so prophecies or miracles, and I don't think he had any of those. So
Yeah, so he's not trustworthy because he don't have a prophecy, and that he never performed miracles, according to
and
you.
it's also him making claims about someone, like saying, oh, I met Jesus, and then saying, oh, because I met Jesus, I can like say these things about him, but it's like the only way he met Jesus was through a vision. Like, he never met him in real life.
Okay, how about let's do one at a time? Okay, do you want to continue with he never performed the miracle, and he doesn't have a prophecy, therefore he's not trustworthy, or you want to go with that he never met Jesus? Which one do you want to go with? We gotta do one at a time.
Well, I don't know. Like, maybe just the fact that he like didn't do prophecies and stuff.
Okay, you want to do that? So he don't have a prophecy, therefore he's not trustworthy.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, do Muhammad have a prophecy by any chance?
Prophecy in what? Like,
I don't know. What do you consider a prophecy?
Did he do prophecies?
What did he prophesied? I think that's what you're assuming. When you say he doesn't have a prophecy, do you mean like there are other people who prophesied about him, or he had a prophecy himself? What do you mean?
No. Like, if you're gonna make claims about, receiving revelation, you should show the proof so people know. Like, you do prophecies, you do miracles, things like that. I'm not saying necessarily that.
What do you mean you do prophecy? What is prophecy? Huh?
It's like when you kind of
Tell the future, right?
when you like tell the future, when you say these.
Okay. So you say he's not trustworthy because he never foretold the future, right?
I'm not saying that's the only thing, but like there should be something to, like, prove his message outside of him. Like,
okay, so he's not trustworthy because he don't have anything that proves his message outside of him, right?
yes, is what I'm saying. Yeah, or
Okay.
someone. I'm not just saying anyone. Like, someone of importance, or someone that you can prove. Like, obviously, if Paul himself isn't going to prove himself, like if someone else is going to prove that yes, he did receive revelation, he did do this, that person also needs to be someone that is known. Like, you know what I mean? You can't just be like, oh, he received revelation from God, and then no one asks, how can you prove it? And then when you say, oh, well, this book also says it, well, then who wrote this book too? So that's
Okay.
kind of what.
All right. So, yeah. So, do you think does Muhammad have a like people who approved of him outside of himself? Does he have that?
That's what I'm talking about. Like the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, had people external of him that contest to him being a prophet, that have first account writings of themselves when we're talking about him. There are so many like people that weren't even Muslim, like the Roman Emperor when he sent messages to the Roman Emperor, when he sent messages to the Persians. Like there are many external sources of him claiming to be something. And
Can
whether
you
you want to
can you give me a source of the like? Can you give me a source or something? Where do you
like,
get
what
that
do you
from?
mean? No, like, do you know the this is just like basic stuff, like, you know, when he would send messages to the Roman empires and like bring
Yeah.
them to Islam. This
So
isn't something
so
that
this got to be outside of him, right? That's what you
yeah,
said.
yeah,
So
it's
I need a
outside of him.
proof. I need a proof though. What proof do you have for that?
That what?
That Muhammad have people who approved of his prophethood, people of importance, by the way.
So many people proved his like his not to say that he's a prophet in itself, but so many people like you know the Roman Empire, like when they would send messages for each other, like, do you want to accept Islam? I'm the prophet of God, and this is something that you can really just find.
I know. Can you give me a source?
Well, I don't have like a source on hand right now, but this isn't something that is like, it's not something like one of the hadith. It's like something external of him. Is basically what I'm saying. Like
Yeah. So I would need a source from you. That's a good and wonderful claim that you are claiming, but I need a source. I can't just take your words for it.
well, give me a second then.
All right. Let's give her a minute. By the way, she's trying to give us a source of other people who, I guess, are appointed by God. She says of people of importance who approved Muhammad as a prophet. By the way, while she's doing that, let's go to 2 Peter. I want to show you guys this. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 15 and 16. So we have Peter himself. We have Peter himself acknowledging Paul, at least Paul's letter.
I'm back.
Well, go ahead.
So what exactly are you looking for again? Like,
Yeah, so I'm going with what you said. You said, you know, Paul is not trustworthy because we don't have anything outside or anyone outside of himself affirming him or approving him to be an apostle or to be a man of God, right? And I asked you, because you did say that you have people, the Romans specifically, that's what you said, who approved of Muhammad as prophethood.
no, not necessarily. I'm not saying like the example I was bringing up of like the Romans. They didn't necessarily accept Islam, but it was to show that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was actually someone that was kind of like showing his prophethood and bringing people to Islam, and he was having, you know, he was bringing messages to other people to give them the opportunity to learn about Islam. But, and this is just like, if I'm going to say like with Paul, the example I would use is like his companions, like Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman. They are people that literally write.
This got to be outside of Muhammad. That's what you say. It got to be outside of, you know how you say.
That is outside of Muhammad.
Well, that's his companions, right?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is, like, if Paul had, you know, if the people that were around Paul, and you can prove who these people are, because we have like a whole entire science on knowing who these people are. We don't just like trust someone called Abu Bakr or someone called Umar or Uthman. Like, we have like all this information about them to know that they were real people, to know that they lived with the Prophet. And there's nothing like that about Paul, is basically what I'm getting at.
Okay, so if I give you like a disciple of Jesus who accepted Paul, for example, you got James, you got Peter, and you also have John. If I can show you that those disciples affirmed Paul,
that's what I'm saying.
why would you reject him?
Sorry to cut you off.
Why would you still reject him if I can show you that those people affirmed him as a, you know, a man of God or as an apostle?
That's what I'm saying. If you can tell me who these people, like not just John, the name John. If you can tell me who John is, where he lived, how he knew Peter, where he was when Paul told him that he received revelation from God. These kind of sciences that you don't have in Christianity, where you can prove that these people aren't just saying these things. You know what I'm
Who
saying?
is Abu Bakr?
Abu Bakr, he is a companion of the Prophet, peace be upon him. He's a friend of the Prophet.
What's his last name?
Abu Bakr.
His last name.
Hold, give me a second. It's not a Sadiq. His name is not actually Abu Bakr. His name is Abdullahi. But
I need his last name. I need where he lived at, and I need what was his favorite food, and
yeah.
I need all of that.
That's what I'm saying is we literally have all of those things, and we have all those things about the Prophet also and the messengers.
Give me his last name. Go look for his last name. Abu Bakr's last name. Guys, make sure you guys are liking the stream here. We're trying to see who is more reliable between Paul and Muhammad. And so far, I mean, we haven't got to any point. We're still trying to figure it out here. Yeah, we got DM says blessing to all the followers of Christ Yeshua, man. Damian Foster says, how about the other apostles? We accept him and his message. They have the same gospel. Yeah, you have other apostles affirming Paul, so that's a win for him compared to Muhammad. Mel Donnelly, brother Mel Donnelly, is a big fat lie. The prophets came after the battle. Yeah, we didn't even get to talk about that because she had no source. I would like a source, but she did not have any. So, who else do we have in the building? We got Walker. We walk with Spirit. Yeah, make sure you guys are commenting so I know who you guys are. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. But while she's doing that, I'm gonna bring up somebody else. To kind of spice things out here. Seems like it's gonna be a while because it's not there. They don't have last names. It is. I never seen one. So, hello. All right.
Hello?
I think Jibril got him. Do you have Walker's last name? Still looking, huh? Okay. Hello.
Hi.
How old are you? Goodness gracious. A whole bunch of kids on this app. You guys need to do your homework. Go do your homework or something.
Hey,
What's up?
yeah, you want to go back to chapter 4?
Who are you?
Bro, I'm the same guy. You say, like, go and learn and come back, you know?
Oh, so you went and learned and then you coming back?
Yeah, I'm coming back.
I like that. But before we do that, okay, you say you don't like Paul and you don't hate him. So do you think Paul was a good guy?
Like, what do you mean by good icon?
Do you think he was a good human being?
Like, bro, I know about nothing about Paul, you know what I'm saying?
So you know nothing about him? Nothing at all?
And nothing.
How about you go learn and then come back? Because you got a lot to learn, my friend.
What? I don't even need to learn about Paul, bro.
You need to. He was sent
For
by
what?
your God. Your God sent him. What can you learn about him? All right, so you say you did a research on chapter 4, verse 65. Right? Let's just continue. Since you don't know nothing about Paul, I'll let you slide that this time. So chapter 4, verse 65, what did you learn from that?
Yeah. So you said chapter 4 say that you have to submit your will to a man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have read it. So can you tell me the verse? Like chapter 4, which what should I call
Brother,
it?
you just said that you have read it.
Yeah, I've read it, but you
don't know the verse.
You said chapter 4, right?
What verse?
Which verse do you that say that you have to submit your will to God, to a man?
65, bro. You literally just said you read it, but you just lied to
Bro,
me.
I just read it.
Guys, make sure you guys are liking the stream. Tap that screen for me. Trying to get the live. We're at 2K.7, trying to get it to 5. All right. So the sister here, she be gone for a while. It's not there, sis. Sound
Should I
like
read
you.
65?
Yeah, 65. Go ahead.
But no by oh my lord. But no by your Lord,
Hold on, sis.
they will never be true
Hello?
believer until they
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mari, hold on a minute. Go ahead, our friend.
but no by your Lord, they will never be true believer until they accept you, O prophet, as judge in their dispute and find no resistance within themselves against your decision and submit wholeheartedly or English. Yeah,
That's right.
so what?
Okay, so again, who do you have to submit to in order
Bro,
to
they
be a
say
believer?
accept you, O prophet. What?
And
You have
what?
to accept the
Continue.
prophet to.
Continue. Finish the verse.
Okay, if we had commanded them to
Brother, I
sacrifice
need you to
themselves.
read 65. What did you get from
Okay.
verse 65?
So never by your Lord, never shall they become believer unless they make you the judge in the disputes that arise between them, then find no discomfort in the heart against what you have decided and surrender to it in total submission.
Ooh, you see, you're trying to change the translation, but still. Okay. So again, who
Bro,
do you
there's no
gotta
change to his
surrender
translation.
and hold on, brother,
I am in
brother.
cram.com right now.
No problem. So who do you gotta submit to in order to be a believer according to that verse? We
Have to
got
decide and
LLC
surrender.
up in the building. Let's go, brother. Now, Pico says something that is so funny. He says he would rather text Saul rather than Muhammad before his conversion. That's how you know Muhammad is nothing comparing to Paul. But go ahead, our friend. So again, so who do you got to submit to according to the
Bro,
verse in order to be a believer?
okay. What?
Who do you got to submit to in order to be a believer according to the verse?
Bro, listen. The context of this ayah is that you have to follow the prophet.
Hmm?
You have to follow the prophet
Mm-hmm.
and accept him as a prophet and submit to him as that he is a prophet, right? So it's not about the same submission when you are submitting to God, bro. It's not the same.
So does it say in order to be a believer
For
you got hold
example,
on,
if
brother?
I'm going to
See,
respect my mother,
hold on,
it's not the same as how I respect God.
You notice when you speak, I'll listen to you. I need you to listen to me. That way you know how to refute me, okay?
Okay, bro.
Again, do you see how how the verse says that they will never believe? It says that they will never believe until they make you, O Muhammad, and submit to you with full submission. Do you see that?
Do you finish? Are you finished?
Well, that's just the gist of it. You gotta submit to Muhammad's decisions in order to be a believer, according to the verse. Do you see that?
Yeah, can I respond now?
I need you to answer the question.
Yeah, can I respond? Can I?
Yeah, answer the question.
Let me read again, then you understand. So never by your Lord, never shall they become believer unless they make you the judge in dispute. Okay, that rise between them, then find no discomfort in their heart again what you have decided and surrendered to it in total submission.
Okay.
Bro,
According
the
to
text
the
make it very
verse,
clear, man.
I
Like
know
you
it's so
just have to,
clear. So you gotta
you just
submit
have
to
to,
Muhammad's
bro.
decisions, right?
Brother, can I go?
You have to
I've been waiting
submit
for
to
a
him as
while.
a prophet,
All
bro.
right, Mari. Thank you for hopping up. You can go.
You have to submit to him as a prophet.
Okay.
There's a difference between submitting to God and
Can I keep
submitting
talking
to a
or?
prophet.
And it doesn't say that you will never be a believer until you submit to him. Is that what it says?
Yeah, because bro, like that's common sense. You have to believe in a prophet to be, to you know. You know what I'm saying?
So in order to be a believer, you gotta submit to
Can I
Muhammad.
just go then if we're not gonna have
Yeah,
a
you have to
conversation?
accept Muhammad as a prophet.
Yeah, hold on, sis. I just want to finish this with them. So you gotta submit to Muhammad in order to be a believer.
Yes.
So a Muslim or a believer is someone who submits to a man, namely Muhammad.
Not a man. In the prophet, in the way of accepting him as a prophet, that
Is Muhammad a man?
he is a man.
So does it say you gotta submit to him in order to be a believer?
As a prophet. Yes. As a prophet.
So a Muslim is someone who submits to a man.
Bro, what? Okay, okay, Muslim is not just only about submitting to a man.
That's
You know,
what,
there is a
brother.
very-
You said when you came up here, you said that a Muslim is someone who submits
Yeah.
to God. But the Quran is telling you,
That's
no,
the meaning-
no,
that's-
a
that's
Muslim,
the meaning-
no,
that- wait a minute.
brother.
That's the meaning of Muslim. The meaning of Muslim is that. But to be a Muslim or to be a believer is that you have to accept Prophet Muhammad. That is, to be a Muslim is submit your will to God, believe in Prophet, the angels, and all that stuff.
Okay,
You know
can
what I'm
I
saying?
go
Like
on?
the
This
five
is just
pillars
like
and
a
all that.
whole gap session. It doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, so brother, I need you to focus here. I really don't know what is so hard to get. Again, the verse is clear. It said that they will never be believer until they submit to you with fully submission. Right?
Okay.
What is a believer? Is that a believer Muslims?
Believer, yeah, Muslim, yes.
So you can never be a Muslim until you submit to Muhammad's decisions.
Decision. What do you mean by that? Like, yep, you have to submit to Muhammad as a prophet, right? That's no.
Well, it says you submit to whatever Muhammad decide. That's what it says.
Yes, because bro, he is a prophet, right?
Okay, does it say that you gotta submit to his decisions?
It does not say decision right there.
All right, man. I appreciate you flapping up, man.
Bro,
Right.
there is no decision.
Go learn. Go learn and come back whenever you learned. What the girl at? Sis, if you want to request back, yeah, that's why I gotta do it one at a time. Oh my goodness. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, thank you, man. I gotta go set up. It's not. It's nothing. Damien
Can you
Foster.
prove to me Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not God?
Yeah, because he's not all powerful.
Where does it say that?
Yeah, chapter 6:101.
Alright.
All right, go read it and learn it and come back whenever you learn it, okay? I gotta move on now to older people. They're gonna say, oh, he's a new Muhammad. He's talking to children. They're gonna accuse me, talking to kids.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Why don't you
I've got a
like Paul,
question for
man?
you.
I got a question for you.
Say that again.
Why don't you like Paul?
Huh?
Why don't you like Paul?
What do you mean by that? I don't understand what you mean by that.
Do you know who Paul? You know who Paul is? Bulos.
Yeah, but I was gonna ask you a question. I got a question for you. See, when
I got a
Jesus
question
was
for
alive,
you,
right?
man. I got a question for you. You answer my question, I answer yours.
Who is Paul? I don't know who Paul is.
You don't know who Paul is?
No, I don't.
You are the second Muslim. Anyway, go ahead. What's your question?
So, yeah, when Jesus was alive, right?
I refuse to be a new Muhammad, man. Don't do that. Go ahead.
No, I didn't even finish my question. What the hell?
I know. I was answering one. comments.
Cool. Let me finish. When Jesus was alive, yeah, according to historical facts, he was a Jew.
Okay.
Right? He
Mhm.
used to. So, if he was a Jew, and when he died, Jesus don't view him as, like, when he died, right? Jesus don't view him as God, right? And he was a Jew, by the way. Why do you Christians say that he's God? How does that make sense? Can you explain it to me? Because when he was alive, he used to follow the commands of Moses, right?
Yeah.
And he was a Jew.
Mhm.
So if when he died, Jews don't view him as a God, why do you Christian think that he's God? That makes no sense. But can you explain that to me, please?
Yeah, because we read the Torah and we also have the New Testament. When you read the Bible, the New and Old Testament, it's so clear. It's all over the place that Jesus is God. It shows it. That's why. And he's God not simply because, he's a Jew, that doesn't make him God. He's God because, he have the same nature the Father has. That's what he said throughout the New Testament, that he and the Father, they are one in a sense. They protect the ships.
Wait,
And
he didn't say that.
Jesus said, let me just finish this. And he said he can also do whatever that the Father can do. So that makes him God. Go ahead, since you want to talk.
But no, I wasn't gonna shout. But he did not say that. The John, Paul, and Luke, they are the ones that claiming that he said it. But my question is, so what would stop Jews from thinking that he's God?
What will stop Jesus from
Yeah.
thinking that he's God?
No, Jews, not Jesus, Jews.
Some Jews believe that he was God.
What type? I don't. I never heard of it. So to be fair with you,
His disciples were Jews. What are you talking about, man? You late to the party.
cool.
His disciples, John, Matthew, Mark.
So there's
All of them.
another question I got for you is some Christians don't believe, because obviously Christianity is divided in Catholic, Evangelical, and wherever, right? So those who don't believe that he's God and those who say that he's Son of God, are they pagans according to you?
Yeah, everyone who don't believe that he's God or the Son of God, that they're not Christians. They're just like you. You guys are you are in the same boat.
So, for example, let's say I was randomly, right? So evangelics, if they say that he's not God, they're pagans for you.
Yes. Anyone who says that Jesus is not God, they are pagans. Yes.
All right, cool.
All right.
That's all of my questions, by the way.
And you say you don't know nothing about Paul?
No.
Oh my God.
Obviously, I know just few stuff, but not everything about him, innit?
Okay, so you don't want to talk about Paul?
No.
All right. Appreciate you popping up, man.
Because you're going to ask me.
Of course I will. Of course I'm going to ask questions. What made you think I'm not going to ask questions?
Yo,
Hey, why don't you like Paul?
why don't I like Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, the reasons I don't like Paul is because, okay, his real name is Saul of Tarsus, correct?
And Paul is also his real name. That name was
so he
changed
was
to Paul.
Okay, so in Islam, Paul is not a prophet, and many Muslims like me view him as someone who changed Jesus' original message, like him for dying for sins, original sin, blah, blah, blah. This contradicts both the Torah and the Quran.
Okay, so
I don't like
hold on, one at a time. So he changed the original message of Jesus? Is that what you said?
Yes, he changed it. Yes.
Okay, and where do you get the original message of Jesus?
What?
Where do you get the original message of Jesus?
Where do you get the original message from Jesus? So when Jesus said, "Do not think that I have come to abolish the law. I have not come to abolish them."
I said, where you're, brother, listen to what I'm saying.
Hold on, hold on.
No,
hold on.
I need you to address me, not just saying random stuff.
Bro, I'm literally answering your question. Stop speaking over me.
Listen, where do you get the message of Jesus? Listen, so you know how to
I'm
answer
telling
me.
you. Stop interrupting me.
I don't want you to quote me what Jesus said. I want you to know, where do you get the message of Jesus? Goodness gracious.
On the Bible.
Okay, good. So anyone who contradicts the Bible, they are false prophets. They're contradicting the message of Jesus, right?
Yes.
Good. Does Muhammad contradicts the Bible?
Does Muhammad Sallallahu contradict the Bible? He came to correct the Bible. He's like a school teacher that corrected a student's whole failed homework.
Brother, you said anyone who contradicts the message of Jesus or the Bible, they are false prophets, false messengers.
Yes.
Again, I'm going to ask one more time. Does Muhammad contradicts the message of Jesus?
You mean Paul? Yes, Paul.
Brother.
Not Jesus.
Okay, again, I'm going to ask one more time. Where do we get the message of Jesus? Where?
You get it from the Bible.
Good. So anyone who contradicts the Bible, they are false prophets, according to you, correct?
Yes. Now, can I show you where Paul said this?
Well, no problem.
Why are you scared? You're shivering, bro. It's okay. You're scared.
Okay,
Just say you're scared.
go ahead. Go ahead. No problem. Go ahead.
Okay, no problem. And stop interrupting me. In Matthew 5:17, it says, "Do not think that I have come to abolish the law. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them." And do you know what Paul said? Paul said, "You are not under the law, but under grace." Why did he say this?
Okay, so I'm gonna answer that. Then we're gonna go to your prophet. So
problem.
again, the message of Jesus and the message of all the prophets was that
Yes.
they can't go to heaven on their own, right? They need this savior who is Jesus. That's what Jesus preached, by the way. And Paul, when he says that we are under grace, he was just saying that we can't go to heaven by doing works. Right? That's why it was just like how Jesus said in John chapter 3, verse 16, like, if you believe in him, you go to heaven, not by your work. That's what Jesus said, right? So their preaching is the same. You're just not understanding. You're not understanding what Paul is saying. Okay.
You just lied. Jesus didn't say just believe in me. He said obey God and do good. That's works.
Right.
That's clear.
So we can do good, right? So when you read the Bible, if you can do good and actually do it without sinning, you can go to heaven. But the problem is none of us can, right? Again, Jesus said, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believe in him, not whosoever does work, whosoever believe in him should not perish but have eternal life." That's what Jesus said, correct?
You're quoting Paul's theology, not Jesus' teachings. If they were saying the same thing, why do the words clash? Tell me.
Brother, I need you to focus. This is Jesus talking.
You're quoting Paul's theology, my friend.
Again,
You're
where
getting smoked.
do we get Jesus' message? Where do we get it
By
from?
Paul. By Paul.
Where, according, you just said it 3 minutes ago. I got the timer here. According to what you said, where do we get the message of Jesus?
From the Bible.
Okay. All right. Stop acting like you're forgetting. I'm quoting the Bible. I'm quoting Jesus speaking here. According to Jesus, he said, you got to believe on him. You got to believe him. In order to go to heaven, you believe him. That's what Paul taught.
You know what's funny? The
Now,
words
back to
attributed
you
him
now.
in the- hold on. The words attributed to him in the Gospels, especially the red letters saying, Matthew 5:7, Matthew 19:17. Even Christian scholars admit the synoptic Gospels, like Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John, reflect Jesus' teachings than Paul's letters. And even Jesus' message is consistent with earlier prophets.
Did I just quote you, Paul, Jesus? Who did I just quote it?
You quoted me Jesus from Paul.
Oh, again, where do we get Jesus' message from?
You get it from the Bible. I
Okay,
know.
okay, so I'm quoting. This is Jesus speaking. I quoted Jesus. Now, according to Jesus, he says he is the Son of God. Does Muhammad contradict that?
Does Muhammad contradict? No, he doesn't contradict anything. He just said he's the Son of God. That's it.
What? So
Simple.
again, Jesus said he is the Son of God. Does
Yes.
Muhammad contradict the fact that Jesus is the Son of God?
Yes. What does that have to do with anything? I don't get it.
Okay, now, according to you, I'm going with you now because you said whoever contradicts the message of Jesus, they are false prophets. So according to you, Muhammad is a false prophet.
How? Because he contradicts Paul?
No, because he contradicted Jesus.
Oh, is it? You know why that's false?
How is it false?
First of all, you said he contradicts Jesus, correct? Yeah. Now, let's see who really contradicts Jesus, Muhammad or Paul, right?
I'm going to ask one more time. Did he contradict, according to the...
No, I know he did. I know he does. I'm not
Okay,
saying that
so
he
why
doesn't.
would that make him Muhammad? According to what we have already talked about. What would that make Muhammad?
Because, yeah.
According
Okay.
to what we talked about, what would that make your prophet?
Because first of all, the Prophet ﷺ came.
According
confirmed-
to what we just talked about. Because, again, we have already established anyone who
Yes.
contradicts the message of Jesus, they are false
Can
prophets.
I finish speaking?
Hold
Can I
on,
finish
let me just remind you. We have already established anyone who contradicts the message of Jesus, they are false prophets. And you
Okay, that's in
agree
your theology.
that
That's in your
Muhammad
theology.
contradicted Jesus.
That's in your theology,
The
though,
conclusion
right?
is... Okay, you know what, bro? I don't
You're scared. You're scared.
Yeah, I'm scared. Ooh. Yeah, I just talking to dishonest people like this. It's not. I can't do it. Let's see if we can get someone else who can actually engage and be honest. How you gonna fail on a conclusion? The conclusion is Muhammad is a false prophet. The scholars disagree. You said the message of Jesus is in the Bible. I don't know what I just did, guys. I don't want the comments to be okay. There we go. All right, let's go to the next person here. Yeah, I dropped him because of Donald here. He was like, drop this clown. I was like, you know what? He is a clown. I tried to give him a chance, but I couldn't. Well,
Hello.
hey, why do you reject Paul?
Why do I reject Paul? I don't know, man. I don't even know him like that.
You don't know Paul?
Nah, not like that.
What do you know about him?
I just knew that he so-called made a claim that Jesus spoke to him,
Okay.
and that's all I really know. I don't know nothing about him.
So, I mean, do you disagree with the claim that he made?
I don't know. I wasn't there. How could I disagree with something I don't know about?
Okay, so you disagree because you wasn't there?
Yeah, I mean, I disagree just because I'm Muslim and it goes against what the Quran teaches. So then again,
What goes against what the Quran teaches?
Paul,
Paul goes against what the Quran teaches?
the Bible in itself goes against what the Quran teaches.
So, and that's why you reject Paul?
No, I reject Christianity as a whole because it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay, you know what? You sounded very honest. So, what do you want to talk about? I'll give you, pick here.
The Jesus is God part, and you said Allah is not God.
Okay.
Well, I wanted to ask, right, as a Muslim, right, there's this a question that I always ask Christians.
Mhm.
I say, is it wrong to worship the God, one God, and the God of Abraham? Is that wrong?
No, it's not wrong. As long as you are worshiping the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you are not wrong. No.
Okay. Now, is it wrong to worship a man God?
What do you mean a man God? What does that mean? A God who took on a human nature?
A man that is God.
No, it's not wrong.
It's not wrong to worship a man that is God.
No.
Okay, see, that's the problem I have with Christianity.
So worshiping a God who is a man, what's wrong with that? You said that. Okay, you asked, is it wrong to worship a God that is a man?
Mm-hmm.
How is it wrong? You're worshiping God, right?
Okay, because a man isn't God. Can a man be God?
No, God
Can I
can
be
be a
God?
man. It's the other way around. It's God who is a man. Yeah.
So are you
a man
saying
cannot be God.
No, I'm referring to the term man. What is a man? I'm a man, correct?
Right, and you cannot be God, but God can be a man. So it's the other
I
way
know
around.
that.
I don't know.
No, I'm asking. Let's stick to the man part. What is a man? That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, it's a human. It's a human.
It's human. Can human beings be God? No, right?
No.
Okay, exactly. So
Right, but God can be a human, right?
no, but I'm not talking about God.
Well,
Let's first
I
stick on
agree with you
humans.
then. Let's not waste time. I agree with you. A man cannot be God. I agree with you.
Okay, so if you say God became a man, all you're saying is that God became not God. If you trying to do the so God became not God. That's all. That's all. That's all you're saying.
How about
God
help you?
became,
How about you let me help you out here? So God
God
never
became
stopped
not
being
God.
God. Okay. So there's
God-
never not a single time where God did not exist. So when you said that God became not a God, you are saying that God ceased to exist, and that's not what we believe, right?
No, God. When you say God became a man, you're saying God became not God. Because man isn't God. You just said man isn't God.
No, we're saying
just
that
said that.
God took on a human
You
nature,
just said that.
brother. I'm clarifying what I'm saying here. God never stopped being God. God never ceased to be God. He always existed as God. He took on another nature of a man. Right? Doesn't mean that he stopped being God. That's where you go. That's where you're going. So please, if you're gonna critique my theology, make sure you're getting it correctly.
But you just said, man, is it okay? But let's move on. Okay, is God all knowing?
Of course, God is all knowing.
Okay, when Jesus said, no one knows the hour, not even the angels, nor the Son, only the Father, how is he God if he's all knowing?
Yeah. So, by the way, have you ever heard a refutation to this? What Christians says? I don't want to keep repeating what other people have already said. Have you ever heard a Christian addressing this?
No, I mean, I have never got an understanding. Some people would just say he lied or he tried to hide his knowledge. He knew about it. But my question
All right. So,
is why would he refer to the angels if he was just talking about himself? There's a distinction being made here if you read the text carefully, because he's mentioning three people. He's mentioning himself, the Father, and the angels. So the angels didn't know either.
right. Okay. So when Jesus said no one knows the hour, basically the word know there in Greek is oiden, which could mean to reveal or to declare, right? So Jesus was saying no one declared the hour except the Father. Right? That's what Jesus was saying.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, that is the correct interpretation.
I'm gonna have to look into that. Nobody declared the hour. I've never heard of that.
Yeah. So the word "know" there is used in a declarative sense. I can show you in other places where the word "known," "know," not "know" is used as in the declarative sense as well.
I'm gonna have to look into that because I don't know. I'm feeling iffy about that. Because why would he mention the angels? And everyone I've
the
talked
angel
to,
don't declare the hours. Only the Father does. So angels.
so the angels know.
No, I'm not. Again, that know there is not as in knowledge. Is in declaring. So no one declared the hour except the Father. So
Does
the angels
know?
I'm not saying that the angel knows. Jesus knows the hour. The angel, I don't think the angel knows. Maybe.
How would you know that?
Right. That's why I say I don't think. Right. When you said that you don't think, you're not. Okay. So the reason we even believe that you see the disciple saying that Jesus knows everything. So you have the disciple testifying that Jesus knows all things, and if he knows all things, he will know the hour. But we don't see any verse in the Bible that says angels knows all things. So that's why I say that I think that they don't know, unless the Father tells them. But
this guy said, "Why are you laughing? You're not gonna be laughing on Judgment Day."
How about I ask you a question? Since you don't know nothing about Paul, can you prove that your Allah is not a man?
A man?
Yeah.
Can I prove Allah is not a man? I mean, in the Quran, we know Allah by His names. He can't be a man because
what names do you know about him?
The Creator of the heavens and the earth, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. So, Maliki Yawmiddin.
Let's do one at a time. You said the Creator, right?
The Creator of the heavens and the earth. Man didn't create everything that exists.
Well, Allah did not create everything that existed either. So
Allah didn't create. I mean,
He didn't create
Allah,
everything.
when we say Allah, we're referring to God. So God didn't create everything that exists. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that your God did not create everything that exists.
My God. So there's two different gods here.
I'm saying that your God and my God, they're not the same gods. Jesus is my God, unless you want to say that your Allah is Jesus, right? I'm
referring to the Creator.
Yeah, Jesus is the Creator.
Oh shit.
So okay.
Yeah, all right. We got two different gods then, because
my whole point exactly. So according to your Quran, your God did not create all things.
My God didn't create my God did create all things.
No, He did not. That's not what the Quran says.
Yes, he did. Show me where the Quran says He didn't create all things.
Did Jesus create a bird?
Did Jesus create a bird? He formed a bird.
Did He created a bird? That's what I asked.
No, he formed a bird. He didn't create a bird.
And he breathed into the bird, and the bird became a living thing.
Yeah, He breathed in it, and it only became a living thing by Allah's will. That's what it
No,
says.
by Allah. Okay, no problem. By Allah's permission, Jesus created a bird.
By Allah's permission, he breathed into the bird and it became real.
Okay.
A real
So
bird. But
Jesus created a bird by Allah's permission.
All Jesus did was form a bird and then he breathed into it. He didn't do he didn't do
Okay,
anything.
how did your God created Adam? Can you tell me?
He created him by saying be, and he was.
Okay, did he says that he formed him with his own hand and breathed into
No,
him?
I don't know if it said that. I don't know.
Yes,
I'm
he
not sure.
did. Yes, he did.
I'm not sure. You're gonna have to bring up the text. I'm not sure. It probably
Okay.
did.
How about I give you the verse, okay? How about I give you the verse? Because Jesus and your Allah, they create the same way. That's just
Jesus-
another contradiction you show. When you have a verse that says, "Oh, the way he created Adam was by saying being entity," it was.
But we
That would be a contradiction because you have another
But
verse
we
where he
disagree
says,
because I don't believe Jesus did create anything. Allah he did it. I mean, he formed a bird, he breathed into it, and it became a real bird by Allah's permission. That's what the Quran says. It doesn't say Jesus created a bird. It just says he formed a bird, he breathed into it, and it became a real bird by Allah's permission.
"Okay, so Jesus created a bird by Allah's permission."
Formed a bird like by clay. He formed it, and then he breathed into it, and it became a real bird by Allah's permission.
No, can you read chapter 3, verse 49 for me?
Surah Ma'idah, right?
Well, you can read Surah Ma'idah. I think that's 110. Yeah, Surah Ma'idah, but it's it's two stories about Jesus creating a bird. Similar story. But if you want to read the one in Surah Ma'idah, it's going to be like verse 110.
All right, hold on 1 second. You can drop me. I'm gonna be back because I have to take this call.
Okay. Yeah, guys. So Allah of the Quran is not the creator of all things. You guys have been lied to. They are lying to you guys. Allah of the Quran did not create all things. Says Muslim thinks that permission means giving ability. Yeah, that's crazy. Everybody think that. Even Muslims, they think that. It's amazing to me. It's just like, you guys don't get it.
Hello?
We got Aura up in the building. How you doing, sis? It's been a minute. Oh,
Okay, hi.
Mari, can you guys speak up? It's like just. I
I'm
can barely
waiting
hear
for
you.
you to talk. I didn't want to be disrespectful.
Okay. Just trying to be louder. That's all.
Okay, can we go back to our conversation?
Remind me. What don't
It
you
was-
like, Paul?
He's just, it's not that I don't like him, like I said, it's just he's not someone who received revelation from God.
Okay, can you give me a minute? I gotta turn off the light here. It's kind of flashing right in my
Yeah,
eyes,
go ahead.
distracting me. Give me a minute. All right, go ahead.
Okay, it's not that I dislike Paul. Like I said, it's just he's not someone who received revelation from God.
Okay.
And-
How do you come to that conclusion?
Like I said, there's no way of proving whatever he actually received from God was actually from God.
Well, you have his other disciples saying that Paul was chosen by God and his revelation is from God.
Who are those disciples?
You got Peter. You also have John as well.
Who's Peter?
So Peter is a disciple of Jesus.
Yeah, who is he?
I just told you.
Yeah, but who is he as a person?
He was a fisherman.
Okay.
Kid.
More of his character, not.
What?
Like,
What is his
yeah.
character?
Yep.
What do you mean? What is his character?
Like, was he a liar? Was he truthful?
No, he was a disciple of Jesus. He was truthful.
You need Just saying you're a disciple doesn't make you.
What? So are you calling the Hawaiians of Jesus liars? Is that what you're saying?
That's your disciples. That's not our disciples. We don't know who Peter is.
Well, according to your Quran, Peter was sent by
Don't
your
mess
God.
up.
Do you want me to show you from your tafsir that mentions
Sorry?
Peter? Do you want me to show you from your Quran that Peter is one of the disciples that was
No,
sent
like the name
by your God?
Peter is a name. Like, how do you know?
How do I know what, sis?
How do you know he's a truthful person? How do you
Because
know
we
anything about
have his writings.
his? Okay, you have his writings. You can have you can have writings about anyone and claim that they were truthful
How do you know Muhammad is truthful?
because of attestation of other people.
Ooh.
That we know, but we like we have biographies about these people. Like, we don't just say that they're.
Again, you asked, how do I know about Peter? And I said, because of his writings. So that
No,
is not
not-
good for you, but it's good for
No.
Muhammad to have other people talking about him.
No, not that. The writings of other people saying that he's truthful, or that. And we also know who those people are too. Like, every single person that talks about another person, we have like biographies of them. Like, it's not just about names.
Okay. Tell me, let's talk about Muhammad, okay? Let's talk about Muhammad. Okay, we have a bunch of data about him. Can you tell me, let me see, how can I go about this? Can you tell me how tall Muhammad was?
He was said to be about medium height, not too tall, not too short.
What is that? I need size.
Medium, like medium height. He wasn't too tall or too short.
What is that? What is not too tall, not too short? What is that?
That means medium height.
I know. I want you to be
What?
specific because you are so picky about, Jesus' disciples, and you don't even know how tall Muhammad was.
No, listen, what I'm saying, like, it's not that hard to understand what I'm saying. You're just trying to like be different. Like, if you're gonna talk about God, if you're gonna talk about like saying that you received revelation from God, you need to prove that outside of yourself. And if you're gonna use other people to prove whatever you're claiming, those people also need to be reliable too. You can't just say,
Okay.
"Oh,
I like that. So we have Paul, who is approved by Peter, who is approved by Jesus, and that's not enough for you.
he never met Jesus. He never met Jesus."
No, hear what I said. So Paul is
Okay,
approved by Peter, and Peter is approved by Jesus. That is not enough for you.
No, it's not, because he wasn't approved by anyone.
Who was not approved by anyone?
Paul.
I said Peter approved him.
Where did he approve of him?
Yeah, Second Peter. Let's actually go to it.
Who wrote Second Peter?
Peter.
Can you prove that?
Okay, at this point, you're playing games, bro. You playing games. Yeah, it's stuck in. Goodness gracious. Oh, Muhammad is just medium height. He's not too tall, he's not too short. What is that? Oh, my goodness. Okay, this guy's not coming up. Let's bring up Muslim Tiger here. Guys, make sure you guys are liking the stream. We're only at 6K, trying to get to 10K.
Hello.
Oh. Why don't you like Paul?
Because he's an antichrist.
Okay, how do you come to that conclusion?
Jesus said, do not call anyone on earth father. Paul comes in and says, he's your father.
Okay. So why did Jesus call his God a father then?
He said, do not call anyone on earth your father. Anyone.
Okay.
Paul comes in and says, I am your father.
Okay. All right, so let's deal with that. So
who should I follow, Jesus or what Paul said?
No, that's a good point because you're not understanding. I'm gonna help you with that. So you said that Paul cannot be accepted because he contradicted what Jesus said, right?
Yes.
Okay. So anyone who contradicts what Jesus said, they are false prophets.
I said about Paul, according to your doctrine.
No, we gotta be consistent here, right?
I'm saying according to your doctrine,
brother, it's okay, man. I need you to be consistent. That's all I need from you. I'm gonna address the verse that you quoted. I'm not trying to run away from it. I just want to make sure before I answer it, we establish a point. We gotta establish, like we have to have a ground here where we gotta build upon. So anyone who contradicts the message of Jesus, they are false prophets. Yeah.
Yes.
Good. All right. So your claim was that Paul contradicted Jesus because Jesus said, "Don't call anyone on earth a father," and Paul goes on to say, "I am your father." Right?
Yes.
Okay. So Jesus, when he said, "Don't call anyone on earth a father," what do you think he was saying?
Don't call anyone on earth father.
Basically, don't call anyone on earth God. Correct?
No, he never said that.
So Jesus said,
"Oh, wait! You shot yourself in the foot. Don't call anyone on earth God." So that means don't call Jesus God because he's not the Father.
I need you to understand what Jesus is saying. You see what you're doing here? See, again, we have already concluded anyone who contradicts the message of Jesus, they are false prophets. I'm answering for Paul. All right? And then...
Do you agree with Jesus? Do you agree with Jesus how he said, "Do not call anyone on earth God"?
No, he said, "Don't call anyone on earth a father," meaning don't call anyone on earth God, right?
Yeah, okay. So don't call Jesus God. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. I'm answering for Paul. If you want me to answer for Jesus, I will too, right? I'm just trying to get to a point here. Okay? So meaning when Paul said he is a father, he was not contradicting what Jesus was saying. Because Jesus specifically said, "Don't call anyone on earth a father." All right. Now that I answer for Paul, I want to see if you're going to be consistent. I want to see if you can answer for Muhammad.
One sec. Jesus said, "Do not call anyone on earth father." Mm-hmm. Anyone.
Yeah.
Paul said, "I am your father."
Yeah.
Jesus said, "Don't call anyone on earth father, for you only have one father, and he is in heaven."
Good. So Jesus was saying, don't call anyone on earth God because you only have one God who is in heaven.
He didn't say God. Don't lie. He
The
said,
word
"Don't call
father,
father."
Right. I'm telling you what Jesus meant about that. You don't just read a verse. Okay, that's what, if you read the context of it, he goes on to say, because you only have one father who is in heaven, referring to God.
Yeah, but you're forgetting the point. Do not call anyone on earth father.
Okay, meaning, you know what? Let me grant it to you. Yes. So you're right.
Listen to Paul.
You're right. So according to that verse, Paul is a false prophet. Okay. Now let's see if you see how honest that I am.
Thank you.
Okay, I want to see if you're going to be honest. Okay. So go to John chapter 3, verse 16 for me. Can you read it?
For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son.
Okay. And continue. That's not what you got to finish it because it's so beautiful. I don't want you to just.
Anyone who believes in him shall have eternal life.
Okay. Again, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that anyone who believes in him, in the Son, will receive eternal life. Does Muhammad agree with that statement? That God have a son that everyone got to look up to in order to go to Jannah?
We don't use those words for God.
I'm going to ask one more time. Does Muhammad agree with what Jesus said, that God have a son who everyone... Brother, just let me finish. All right?
Jesus never said John 3:16. That was John. Don't lie.
I'm going to ask one more time. Who is speaking according to the verse? Who is speaking?
John
John is speaking?
Yes, go to the red letter Bible. Jesus is not speaking.
Okay, do you have a red letter Bible? Do you have it?
Bro, okay. Show me a red letter Bible.
You know what? I'm going to do that for you. How about we just go to the context of it? I know you guys don't know nothing about it. No context.
You said Jesus said it.
Yeah, go. If you, I don't have a red... Dude, I'm not going to keep talking over you, bro. All right, let's just
Brother,
talk.
you lied. You said Jesus said it. Prove
Jesus said it. If you have a red letter Bible, it's gonna be red.
it. Go, show me.
You don't need to have a red. It's just like you guys are so slow. You're turtles. You can't even tell when someone else is speaking. You need a red letter Bible. But you know, I'm gonna do that for you. I think ESV is
Don't
red
be
letter.
racist to me and call me a turtle, yeah? That's very racist. Just 'cause I'm
That's
Arabic,
not racist. It means you're slow. I just don't want to say the word.
I'm not calling you animal names. Relax, yeah?
All right, no problem. It's just I don't understand that you need a red letter Bible in order for you to know when Jesus is speaking. You can't read the
Jesus
context.
said John 3:16. Remember that. You said Jesus said John 3:16.
All right. So I'm putting up the red letter Bible here. I can't even share it with you guys, but I'm gonna give you guys the translation.
No, you can share it. You're looking at a computer. Just turn your camera to the computer.
It's too much work.
No, too much. What do you mean too much?
Okay, well, you know, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, thank you.
Can't believe I gotta do this, man. We got see now all this I gotta do. Look. All right. So this is red letter. All right. I can start from up here, but you didn't want a context. What is this?
Get to red. Where?
16. Why you gotta be so slow like that? You need a red letter for you to know what Jesus is saying.
That's not red letter Bible. All right, give me 1 sec. I'll show it on my screen. Give me 1 sec.
Man. It's like they have IQ that is under 60. Can't be no over no way, bro. So this is not. I told them if we just read the context. Look, Jesus answered and say unto him. But no, I want a red letter Bible. By the way, the YouTube people, can you guys see this? Let me see. Oh no, I can't. I only see my mouse. But yeah, this is all I can show here for you guys. I only see a half. But again, it's red here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but sorry. It's red here, but because the Muslims, they need a red letter to show them when it's Jesus speaking, because they don't want a context. I simply wanted him to go to verse 5 to know if this is Jesus speaking or not. But he didn't want it to do that. He needs to see a red letter Bible where they got to spoon feed him, you know, because he's a turtle. Made me do all that work, man. Sorry, guys. Let me go ahead and bring up my background here. Yeah. Goodness gracious.
Give me a minute. I'm pulling up the red letter Bible. Give me 1 minute.
How long does it take to put up a red letter Bible? Yeah, Islam is so cooked. I can't believe we gotta do this, man. I can't believe that we have to do this. This is the level of things that we have. We have to do this with them. It is amazing. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. I might leave this stream up. I might leave it up.
I have to download the red letter Bible on the App Store. Give me 1 minute.
You gotta download it? All you gotta do read verse 5, dude. There's no need for that. But why are you doing that?
We're going to 16. 1 sec.
I know, read 5 all the way to 16. It doesn't change. You literally, just start on verse 10 since you are that, lazy to read from verse 5. But why are you doing that, man? I'll bring out somebody else because we don't have no time to wait on
Hey, don't run. Relax.
Yeah, I'm running. It's obvious that the JavaScript was misrepresenting what Paul said. Again, it's how they are. You tell them what it means. If they don't agree, just don't waste your time. I was misrepresenting. But what's up? Opet.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Are you Muslim?
Yeah.
Please tell me that your IQ is over 60. Can you affirm that?
Okay, can we get to the point?
I know, but first, because I don't want to keep wasting my time here. This guy here, the Muslim tiger, he wasted about 10 minutes of my time that I will never get back. I just don't want you to do the same to me.
Let's see. Can I ask you a question?
Can you, before you do that, I got a question for you.
So
why don't you like Paul?
Me not allowed to ask you questions?
No, I'm gonna let you ask a question. How about this? You go ahead, start with your question, and afterwards I'm gonna ask my question. Okay?
Okay, sure. My question is, did God sacrifice God? If not, did he sacrifice a man? And if so, that was human sacrifice, right?
So you have a problem with human sacrifice?
Don't you?
I don't. Do you?
Well, the Old Testament says, do not sacrifice a man.
No. Again, a man is sacrificing himself. It's not what the Old Testament is saying. By the way, so do you have a problem with the human sacrifice?
Yes, everybody does. Don't you? Don't?
I mean, again, I don't have a problem with someone sacrificing themselves. I don't have a problem with that, right?
So,
And
so you're saying God? So you're saying God sacrificed Himself?
I'm saying that the person of Christ sacrificed himself because God, you guys are misused and abused of the term
But
God.
no. It was the Father who sacrificed Him.
No, Jesus said, "No one take my life from me. I give it willingly." That's what Jesus said. So Jesus was in full agreement with what the Father wanted because they have the same will. They are the same God.
If he was agreement, why was he hiding then? And why is Judas blamed?
Brother, I'm answering your question. So you have a problem with sacrifice, with human being sacrificed. You have a problem with that, right?
Well, everybody does.
Okay, so since you have a problem with it, you're a Sunni by any chance?
Yeah, I'm Sunni, but I would like to get answer first from you.
I will answer your question already. Can you answer?
You didn't.
Okay, what is your question?
Did God sacrifice Himself?
Yes,
or did He sacrifice a man?
God sacrificed Himself.
But
Tiger, I need you to go on mute for a minute, Tiger. Hold on. God sacrificed Himself.
So He sacrificed Himself. Though, how did He sacrifice a man?
What was my answer?
Come on, tell me your answer.
Again, the person of Christ, who is God, is the one who sacrificed Himself, right?
But divine part wasn't sacrificed, only human.
Yeah, because natures don't do anything. Persons does. So that's why I said before, the person of Christ. When you don't hear me, I just tell you whatever you want to hear. That's what I do here. If I'm giving you an answer and you don't want to accept it, I just tell you whatever you want to hear.
I genuinely am asking seriously. God is not a man, so He sacrificed whom? He sacrificed a man.
Again, God, who is the person of Christ, sacrificed Himself. Okay?
Divine or human?
Divine.
No, that's not true. That's heretical.
How is that heretical? A man cannot save men.
How can God die?
Yeah, again, you don't know what death means. God can separate it from a flesh that He takes on. What is death?
So then again comes to human form. So
what is death? Now I'm saying that God separated from the flesh that He took on. A human cannot save another human. Unless that human is divine, God.
If God died, that means He ceased to exist, right?
That's not what death means.
That's exactly what death means.
No.
Only the soul goes on.
So when you die, you don't cease to exist. You're still existing somewhere else, right?
Well, the soul goes to God, to hell or heaven.
So I'm gonna ask one more time. So when you die, you are existing somewhere else, right?
That's right.
Okay, good. So death doesn't mean that you are ceasing to exist. That's not what death means. So again,
yes, but
my God.
But when you die, you don't have control of your soul any longer. So if Jesus died as a divine, what happened then to His soul? How did He run the world? Like what happened?
Yeah, because God is a spirit. So as God, He was still existing because God is a spirit. And Jesus separated from dude.
Jesus is a spirit.
God is a spirit.
So is Jesus a spirit?
Sure, if you want to say that, I don't got no problem
So
with
is
that.
Father a spirit as well?
The Father, because again, God is a spirit. So you guys, I don't know why you guys don't understand. Is the Father God?
The Father is supposed to be God, yes.
So according to what I said, God is a spirit. What would that what would that what would be the conclusion of that?
So how can one person of the Trinity die?
No, that's another question. Can you answer my question?
Go on.
Okay, so you said that if it is evil for a human to be sacrificed in place of another human, right? That's evil, right?
Okay.
Is that what you said?
To sacrifice human sacrifice is evil, yes.
Okay, and by the way, do you follow the sunnah of your prophet?
Yes, I follow the sunnah of the prophet.
Okay, so let me give you have a phone or a computer?
I have a tablet, but it's I just got it, so I'm getting used to it. A different new brand. It's okay. Go on.
Okay,
I'll type in.
go to Sahih Muslim
Okay.
6665.
1 second. 6665.
I'll refute this, by the way, just when you're ready.
Muslim, I need you to chill, bro. You miss your spot. So after him, I'm coming back to you. Okay.
Okay, just a
I'm
second.
just going to refute what you're saying, but when
Oh,
you're ready.
okay, no problem. I'm coming back to you when I'm done with him. Sure for taking all that time.
Okay, so 6665 Sahih Muslim.
Can you read it?
Yeah, just a second. So let me open it. Okay. Is it okay? It's not that one. Sahih Muslim 27. No. Okay, that's book 37.
Brother, can you read the hadith, man?
Okay, is it the one throwing of non-believers in hellfire, right?
It sounds. Is that the title of it?
Yeah, it's kind of title, yeah.
No, the title it should be the acceptance.
Does it go like Abu Musa reported that Allah messenger?
Yeah,
right?
can you read the title though? That's not the title.
Okay,
That's the hadith. I want you to read the title.
Then it will be that Allah will deliver to every Muslim, a Jew, or a Christian, and say, "This is your rescue from hellfire."
Okay, so according to you said that it is so evil for a man to be sacrificed for another man. So are you saying that Allah is evil for taking a Jew? Let me finish before you jump in, bro. Are you saying that Allah is evil for doing this act of him taking another human, in this case a Jew and a Christian, and then replace them with the Muslims who are supposed to go to hell?
Okay, you done? Are you seriously comparing this with God sacrificing human? Sacrificing human? Comparing with putting people in hell instead of Muslims?
Is it Allah sacrificing human here?
No.
He's sacrificing human for the Muslims.
Because these spots, Muslims were in them temporary, and then when it's time for Christians and Jews, they go in their spots.
Okay, does it say that the Jews and the Christians will replace the Muslims from hellfire?
That's the explanation of the verse.
Okay, would that be a sacrifice?
No, that's not a sacrifice at all.
Wait, not a sacrifice. Would that be like do you think that's a human dying in place of another human?
You know, some Muslims will go to hell temporary for
Brother,
their sins.
just follow me, bro. Is that a human dying in place of another human?
No,
No.
not at all.
Muslim, I'm talking to this other guy. So does it say that the Muslims, the Jews, and the Christians will be thrown in hell in place of the Muslims?
It says that, yeah, but the explanation of the hadith.
What explanation are you reading?
I have a few.
Okay, just let's focus on hadith. That's just another people's explanation. Okay, trying to explain it away. So does the hadith says that Allah is gonna put the Muslims, gonna take the Jews and the Christians, and throw them in hell, where the Muslims supposed to be at?
Yes, after Muslims serve their sentence in hell.
Well, that's I don't know that why that is even a good thing that you go into hell regardless. But again, is Allah taking innocent people, innocent Christians and the Jews, and throwing them in hell and getting the Muslims out of there?
No, it's absolutely not. What innocent Christian and Jews? You are disbelievers in our eyes. So when Muslims serve their sentence, then they put you instead.
Does the Quran says that some Jews and the Christians who believe we go to heaven? Does it says that we go to Jannah?
That's about when their books were revealed to them. That's a different.
Does it says that some Jews and the Christians will go to Jannah?
Yes, of course it
Okay.
says.
So does it says that we are disbelievers?
Yes.
Where does the Quran says that we are disbelievers? That the Jews and the Christians are disbelievers?
Well, I have to look for it, but I'm sure I read it. Of course, teaches us believers. Just a verse that says, "Do not say three," is enough.
No, I need you to show me that what it says that the Christians are disbelievers. It might say some of the Christians are disbelievers, not all of them. That's why you see some Christians going to Jannah, going to heaven.
It's talking about Christians of time of Jesus who followed in the way they should have.
Okay, so how do you know that this is not another Christians? Because the hadith doesn't say.
That's the context of it.
Show me from the hadith. I'm looking at it.
You are looking for a specific words, right?
Yeah, I want to know what the hadith says that these Jews here did not believe, weren't believers. Because the Quran portrayed the Jews to be believers and the Christians to be believers.
Well, I have like several verses about that Christians and Jews are not believers.
So are you saying that the unbelievers are going to go to Jannah? Is that what you're telling me?
They're not going to go. Yeah, only those of time of Jesus who followed him the way they should have, they will go to Jannah.
Are the Jews, I need you to make up your mind. Are the Jews and the Christians believers or disbelievers?
According to Islam, disbelievers.
Okay, so are you telling me when the Quran says that some of the Jews are gonna and the Christians are gonna go to Jannah, are you telling me that the Quran is saying that the Jews and the Christians, some of them are going to Jannah although they are disbelievers? Is that what you're saying?
It's saying that people of Moses and Jesus who followed him.
Show me that according to the verse I'm quoting you. Actually, let me find you the verse. Man.
That's the context. It doesn't say specifically like that.
Oh, so
like
it doesn't. It doesn't say. So how about we not make up stuff?
Yeah, but the Bible doesn't say Jesus is God. That doesn't.
Why are you waffling? We're not even talking about Jesus right now. I need you to focus. I showed you a hadith.
Listen.
I need you to listen. You're waffling everywhere at this point. You said it is evil for God to sacrifice a man in another man's behalf. That's what you said.
Right, and you don't even answer that, and you go like 5 questions to me And you still didn't answer me about a human sacrifice by your God.
No, I answer regarding Jesus. He sacrificed himself. He wasn't forced.
No, but you didn't say was it human or divine.
I said
If it was
divine. I've
divine,
answered that already. No,
it's that's
I said okay. According to you, it's a heresy, no problem. But he was divine. How about this? How about this? How about you condemn your God for doing the same action that you are condemning, that you think is so evil?
No,
bro. There's a big
my
difference.
God doesn't kill God. Your God killed God.
Brother,
How
I
do
need you to
explain that?
focus on the actual topic, on what we are talking about. You said it is
Let's first
evil
finish.
for a God to basically to sacrifice another man on behalf of another man. That's what you said.
That's what I asked you exactly. And
Oh,
you couldn't
okay, and
answer.
I've explained it to you that according to the Bible, Jesus sacrificed himself. He said, "I don't. No one takes my life away from me. I do it willingly." Again,
man,
I need you to address this here. According to this hadith, I'm gonna read it again, just in case you didn't hear it. It says,
Wait,
"No
hold on,
Muslim."
hold on.
I
Just a
need
second.
listen. I need you to listen. It says, "No Muslim would die, but Allah will emit in his stead." Are you listening? Go. I hear you talking.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm listening.
Okay, please listen. I don't want to have to read it again. No Muslim would die, but Allah will emit in his stead a Jew or a Christian in hellfire. Umar Abdulaziz took an oath by one besides whom there is no God but he. He thrice that his father and narrated that to him from Allah's messenger. So according to this hadith, what is Allah going to do to the Jews and the Christians?
Okay. I already told you.
What is
and
he
I'll
going to
say
do?
again. The Muslims who go to hell for a while because of whatever they did, when they finish their time, they put Jews or Christians who are disbelievers in their place.
In their place. So the Jews and the
And
Christians,
how can-
according to this hadith, does it say no Muslim will die, or will go to hell? Is that what it says?
What do you mean would die?
Does it say no Muslim will die?
Can I refute this?
No, I need you to chill for a minute, bro. I want him to get it because he's the one who have a problem with it.
Let me
Peter,
just open the hadith again. Okay, just a second.
you don't got it open?
Okay. Okay, so the way I read it here, it doesn't say to die anywhere.
My God, what hadith are you on?
6665 Sahih Muslim Book 37.
Yeah, it says no Muslim. Can you read it? What does it say? Go ahead and read it.
It says like this. Abu Musa reports that Allah's Messenger, may peace be upon him, said, when it will be the day of resurrection, Allah would deliver to every Muslim a Jew or a Christian and say, this is your rescue from hellfire.
Okay, pause. Even that, let's go with that. We are reading two different hadiths, so no problem. So again, according to what you just read, what is Allah going to do with the Jews?
Explain, you're talking about IQ 66. Man, you really shouldn't do this.
What is Allah going to do with the Jews, bro?
I already explained to you.
So the Jews going to rescue the Muslim from hellfire, right?
Rescue, not in a sense like you go instead of them, because
that's exactly what it means. If you read the hadith that I read, it will literally say instead. So does the hadith says?
How?
Does the hadith? Okay, hold on, bro. Does the hadith?
Just a second.
No, I need you to listen. Does the hadith says that the Jews will rescue the Muslim from hellfire?
That's the wording.
That's the wording. So that is what the hadith says.
But wait, just a second. According to Islam, the Christians and Jews go to hell anyway.
Brother, does the hadith says that the Jews and the Christians will be a rescue, will rescue the Muslim from hellfire?
That's the wording, yeah.
So that is what the hadith says, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you said it is evil for God to use another human to rescue other human. So according to you, can you condemn your Allah to be evil for doing the same action that you say it was terrible?
Wait, but you cannot compare this with God killing God.
Okay. All right, Muslim Tiger, go ahead and come back. Let me invite you, man. I'm gonna give you a couple more minutes. If you don't come up, I'm accept somebody else. Bro, their IQ, bro, is so low, man. I don't understand. How can it be this low? How can it be that low, bro? And on what, man?
Yo,
What don't you like, Paul?
bro, I was here. We was talking before. You don't remember?
I don't remember. I talk to so many people. I'm barely looking at y'all, man. I'm looking at the screen
We
here.
was talking about God being the creator of everything and how you was trying to pull up a verse on
But
that
do you
God
want to answer
uses
that
the
question
creator.
though? Do you like Paul or no? Are you the one who
I
said you don't know
told you
nothing about
already.
him?
Huh?
Are you the one who said that you know nothing
Oh,
about Paul?
yeah.
And then you said that Allah created all
Uh,
things?
yeah.
Okay, go ahead. What did you find out?
I didn't find out everything. You trying to give me a verse? You said chapter 3 something.
Yeah, would Jesus create a bird?
Well, yeah, and I told you that he formed a bird from clay, and then he breathed into it, and it became a real bird by Allah's will.
Okay, so Jesus created a bird.
No, Jesus did not create a bird. He formed a bird
And he
from
breathed into
clay.
it and it became a real bird.
Yeah, by Allah's permission.
No problem. So
I
Jesus
mean,
created a bird by Allah's permission.
I guess you could say that, but he's
Okay,
not the one that's doing it.
it is. So for example, if I give you permission to eat, let's say I have an apple. I give you permission to eat my apple. I mean, I'm allowing you to eat it. You already have the ability to eat it, correct? I'm assuming you have the ability to eat it, right?
Let me put it like this. Right, my heartbeat, right?
Okay.
My heart is beating, right?
Okay.
It's beating through the permission of Allah. My heart doesn't beat on its own. Do you get it?
Do you know the difference between permission and ability?
No, I'm saying
No.
my
Do
heart
you I
beats.
know that's do you know the difference between a permission and ability?
Jesus didn't have the ability.
He had the ability. Your Allah just gave him permission.
Okay, how about a painter? Is a painter a creator in any sense?
According
They're
to your
creating a painting.
according to your belief, everyone is a creator, but they don't give
You know what I'm
life.
saying?
According to your Quran, yes.
Everyone is a creator. I'm saying a painter. Like, let's compare the painter to Jesus. The clay, when he formed a bird out of clay, it's almost like a painter or a sculptor sculpting something. I don't know, a statue. You get it?
I don't know where you're going with this. I don't get it at all. So can
When
you
a sculptor,
let's read the verse. Let's read the verse. Go to it. Chapter 3, verse 49. If you don't mind, I want you to read it.
chapter 3, bro. Okay.
You guys, you
Chapter
gotta be able to
3.
think better than this. This doesn't look good at all.
Brother, I don't even understand what you're trying to say.
I am saying that your God did not create all things. That's what we're talking about. He's not the creator of
Allah, I
everything.
said Allah.
You have been lied
Allah is
to.
the creator of the heavens and the earth.
Well, he
The
might be the
heavens and
creator
the
of the
earth.
heavens and the earth, but he's not the creator of all things.
He is the creator of all things. He created everything.
Okay, well, we're gonna see.
He's the ultimate. He's the
Are
ultimate
you
creator.
there?
You said chapter 3?
Yeah, chapter 3, verse 49.
49. Okay. Okay. And make them to
Bro, read it like be proud of it, man.
and
This is
make
your
him
Quran.
a messenger to the children of Israel to proclaim, I have come to you with a sign from your Lord. I will make for you a bird from clay, breathe into it, and it become a real bird by Allah's will. I will
Okay.
heal the blind and the leper. Okay.
Okay, so who made the bird, first of all? According to the
He
verse.
formed the bird. He
Who,
formed the
who,
bird.
who formed it?
Jesus.
Okay, and who breathed into it?
Jesus.
And it became a real bird, right?
Uh-huh.
By Allah's permission, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if I have a car and I give you permission to drive the car, am I giving you the ability to drive the car?
This is not the same. We're talking about creating.
Right, it's same thing. Your Allah gave him permission to create, not the ability to create. Jesus already have the ability to create. What's happening?
No. Oh my God. Jesus did not have the. If he had the ability, why did he need Allah's permission?
Yeah, because Jesus always obeyed God, right? He submits his will to God. Remember?
What? Are you a Muslim or a Christian?
No,
In your world,
this is internal critique, bro. I'm doing internal critique right now.
but you have to look at it from our worldview.
I am. Jesus always submit his will to your God.
Okay, and if he had the ability to create, why did he need Allah's permission?
Yeah, because Jesus always obey your Allah. Right? Again, this is I don't believe anyway, you know where my stance is.
You said no. First, you said that he had the ability to create.
Yes.
Correct? Okay, if he had the ability to create, why did he need Allah's permission?
Because he don't. This is why you guys, you have your own Trinity. I don't even know about. Because Jesus don't work alone, brother. I'm answering. Jesus doesn't work apart from his God, from the Father. He doesn't. Again, God forbid. I feel so bad even saying it. It doesn't even sound right. But again, guys, this is internal critique, so I gotta say it. But so again, do you know the difference between ability and permission?
Jesus did not have the ability.
Oh my God! Can you tell me what is the difference between ability and permission? Do you know?
Ability is the ability to do something.
And what is permission?
Permission is, basically asking or somebody to do that thing.
Like allowing, right?
Yeah, but in this verse it says by Allah's will.
Well,
His
okay,
will.
no problem. If I willed you to drive the car, am I giving you the permission to drive the car?
If you willed me to drive a car.
If I will that you drive my car, am I giving you the permission to drive? Am I giving you the ability to drive my car?
It doesn't follow. I'm not understanding.
Hey, go do more study and then come back, okay? It's ridiculous, man. I need a Muslim with the IQ over 40. See, Donald, man, you was being too nice, man. You said 50. I think that's too high for these people, man. Ain't no way, man. I mean, I don't know, man. I need a Muslim with an IQ over 40. Can I get that? Can I please get that? Goodness gracious. All right. Continue with a Muslim tiger from where we left off here.
Yeah, my phone heated up and it turned off.
All right. Back to, I didn't forget. So, again, who is speaking according to John 3:16? Who's speaking?
According to the NIV, there's no red letter. In the red letter NIV, there's no passage of that. So Jesus, with this, it's in dispute. They're not sure if Jesus said it or John said it. You can look it up for yourself.
Brother, again, I know the NIV doesn't have a red letter. I need you to use your common sense. If you read the chapter, you can see who is speaking. Okay?
No.
Okay, start on verse 10. Read John 3.
All right, go.
Okay. How about I'll do it for you. Sounds like you a little busy there.
Read from verse 10 to 20. Go.
Okay, no problem. No problem. All right.
I would have read it. I don't have a second device. That's all.
Say what?
I would have read it if I had a second device, but I don't.
It's
And
okay.
my Bible's at home. So I'm not at home.
I'm not ready for you, man. I'm being tuned. I'm so nice. So we're gonna start on verse. Actually, let's start on verse 5 because this is so beautiful. I want you to hear this. Maybe faith comes by hearing. So maybe you're gonna hear it. It said, Jesus answered, "Verily, verily, I say unto thee, Except a man be born of water and of spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of God. That which is born of flesh is flesh, and that which is born of spirit is spirit. Marvel not that I say unto thee, ye must be born again. The wind bloweth where it listeth, and thou hearest the sound thereof, but canst not tell where hence it cometh, and whither it goeth. So is everyone that is born of spirit. Verse 9, and Nicodemus answered and said unto him, how can these things be? Verse 10, pay attention. Jesus answered and said unto him, art thou a master of Israel, and knoweth not these things? Again, according to this, who's saying this? I'm mute, bro.
Jesus.
Okay, and he continued, verily, verily, I say unto thee, we speak that we do know, and testify that what we have seen, and ye receive not our witness. Verse 12, if I have told you earthly things, and ye believe not, how shall ye believe if I tell you what heavenly things? Verse 13, and no man hath ascended up to heaven, but he that come down from heaven, even the Son of Man which is in heaven. And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so the Son of Man be lifted up, that whoever believeth in him should not perish but have eternal life. Verse 16 continue, for God so loved the world, that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have an everlasting life. Where does Jesus stop talking?
Continue.
For God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed the name of the only begotten Son of God. And this is the condemnation, that the light is come into the world, and men love the darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. For everyone that doeth evil hateth light, and neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds shall be reproved. But that he doth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be manifest, that they are wroth in God. And verse 22, after these things came Jesus and his disciple. This is when John starts talking.
After this.
Yes, this is John talking when this is after this. That's not
Okay,
Jesus.
so go.
This guy, man.
Go. After this, what? Continue.
But this is John talking. Okay, it says after these things came Jesus and his disciple.
Jesus.
Right. John is talking here. Right.
John is talking 16 to 22 because he goes, after this came Jesus.
Oh my God,
bro! You guys are in dispute. You don't know. Look it up. Honestly.
Dude, I just read it. I literally just read it to you. Your IQ had to be literally below 40. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna start on 10. Jesus answered and said unto him, whatever that is about to be said is Jesus speaking. Can we agree on that?
Jesus spoke in that verse, not in 16.
Let me know when Jesus stops speaking, okay? Okay.
In 15.
I'm going to read it again. So Jesus stops speaking on verse 15?
That's where he stops. At 16 is where he stops. John comes in and speaks.
Okay. Show me where John starts speaking on verse 16. Where?
Do you want me to show you where it's in dispute, that you guys are in dispute about this? You have difference of opinion.
All right, bro. Oh, my God. I think this is enough for me. Guys, how you guys feeling? How you guys feeling? He just made me read, the King James here. I was over here stumbling on my words. Thought he was paying attention. But he's just over here wasting my time. What is this? What are we doing here, man? Bruh, no way, man. Now, you guys are gotta be the. I don't want to say it because TikTok. Hello. So, bro, I'm gonna drop you. There's a delay here. Not a delay. I pitting myself here, bro. Don't ever come back to my stream, bro. Well, let me just ban you. Can't even do it. I actually can. But why am I hearing myself?
Hello.
Get off my stream, bro. You don't deserve to watch me. Hey, how about this, bro? Hey, Medic, go ahead, drop and come back, okay? There's an echo.
Wait, what?
Request back, a friend. It's like there's an echo. I don't want to hear myself speaking. Oh,
Is my sound okay?
I'm hearing myself.
Yeah. Okay. I just joined. I haven't heard what you.
Trying to fix it and then come back. Let me see if it might be me. Let's try M. See. You guys have got to be the gosh. Hello.
Hello?
Guys, do you guys hear echoes? I think it should be fixed. And we got T Edge up in the building. Yeah, that's right, man. Now, it's just, he made me read it almost the whole chapter. And they still want to argue against me. Hey, and what do you hear, Paul?
Yeah, I just want to know, how did you become a Christian? How did you accept it?
It's okay because I read the prophecy that prophesied about Jesus' death, and then history also proved that Jesus died on the cross. But can you answer the question? What don't you like, Paul?
Like, I just want to know, I have a curiosity. I just want to understand, how did you figure it out that it is the truth?
Are you a Muslim?
No,
Yeah, this is for Muslims, okay?
but maybe I became a Christian.
No. Yeah, let's try Matic again.
Can you hear me now?
Check. I think, what are you doing? It's just you, bro. There's an echo. I don't know what you're doing. Maybe if you got some headphones, take it out. I don't know, do something. It's just you. Oh.
Hello.
Why don't you like Paul?
So let me prove you how Jesus is not God, okay? So let me explain, right? So if I were to say, was Jesus a man, right? Couldn't I be a God if you say he was man, right?
Why don't you like Paul?
Why can't you answer that? If God was man, well, how can I not be God if I'm a man too?
Go drink some milk. Let's try cosmetic. I don't know. I really want to talk with him, but I don't know what the heck is going on with him.
Yeah, I have my phone now.
Okay, good. Yeah, why don't you like Paul, our friend?
Sorry, what?
You're Muslim, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of Paul, the Apostle Paul?
Paul, to be honest, I don't know so much about him.
But you are the fifth guest that I had up here who don't know nothing about Paul.
No, so I just saw your image, and it says that Allah is not God, and I just want to know, like, why do you think that Allah is not God?
Yeah, because Allah is not all powerful, and He didn't create all things, and He lied. He made false claims about the prophets.
Okay, but I'm pretty sure the Quran states that He's all powerful.
No, it doesn't. Well, it does. It will be contradicting itself. That's up to you.
How?
So, according to your Quran, if your God want to have a son, could He do it?
No, He states in the Quran, like, explicitly that He doesn't get a son. So no.
That's not what I asked. Well, according to your Quran, it says that He can. He can have a son if He wants to.
No, I think it says the opposite, actually.
He said that He would choose one of His best creation, That's one way that he
For
can
what?
have a son. For a son, if he wanted a son. And two, he will have to have a wife. He will need a wife. So he's not all powerful. He will need a wife to have a son with.
Yeah, so he doesn't have a son because he doesn't need to have a son. Yeah.
That's not what it says. He doesn't have a son because he doesn't have a wife. That's what the Quran says.
No, I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Can you give me a verse?
Yeah, chapter 6, 101.
Surah 6, 101.
Yeah.
2 seconds.
Guys, make sure you guys are liking the stream. TikTok, y'all know what to do.
So it says that he is the originator of the heavens and earth. How could he have children when he has no mate? He created all things and has perfect knowledge of everything.
Okay, so what does your God need in order to have children, according to that verse?
A mate.
Okay, good. So your God need a mate in order to have children. So your God depends on a mate in order to do something. Simple as having children. So your God is not all powerful.
So like he explains that how children is like for humans, and so it's actually proof that our God is not a human. That's pretty cool.
Well, no, that's not the point he's making. He's refuting them that the reason he doesn't have a son is because he don't have a mate. He don't have no wife, right?
Yeah.
So your God needs a wife to have a son in order to have a son.
Yeah, so it makes sense that he doesn't have a son because he says that we have to have a mate to have children, and that's like the nature of us humans, and so it explains that how he cannot have a children because he's not human to have a mate.
No, that's not what it says. It says he can't have children simply because he doesn't have a mate. We gotta be honest with the Quran, bro.
Yeah, I say the same thing.
That's not what you said. You're trying to say that because he's not a human. So let's not do that here. When you misquote your Quran in front of me, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Question. He says, "How could we have children when he has no mate?"
Right.
So
what does he need in order to have a children?
So I suppose with mate he means human mate.
Well, it doesn't have to be a human mate. Maybe it could be a God mate. I don't know. Let's even go with that. That's even worse. So your God depends on a human in order to have a son?
Yeah, because children is like human, right?
So your God is not all powerful.
No, because he is all powerful. He can't have children like us humans because we humans aren't all powerful. We have children, etc. But God is alone.
No, he said he can't have children because he doesn't have a wife, a mate. If he had a mate, he will have children. But because he don't have a mate, he doesn't have children. So your God is not all powerful. He depends on a mate to have children with. Correct?
Yeah, so he says that he can't have a mate. Yeah.
It doesn't say he can't have a mate. Again, don't misquote your Quran. That's not what the Quran says.
Yeah, it says he has no mate.
Right. If he had a mate, he will have children, right?
If he had a mate, yeah.
Okay, so your God depends on a mate or on a wife, girlfriend to have children.
But again, God is not a human.
Hey, no way, bro. Okay, we're gonna do it one more time, bro. Right now, I'm sensing that it's like you're seeing it, but you just don't want to admit it. I don't know why you guys always do that. I don't understand. According to the verse, what does your God need in order to have a son or children?
He needs to have a mate.
Okay. If he had a mate, he will have children, right?
Yes.
So your God depends on a mate in order to have children, right?
We could say it like that, yeah.
So your God is not all powerful.
But why? I don't understand why.
Because he don't have a mate. That's why.
Yeah, but if he wanted to, he could have it.
Well, sure. But
It doesn't say that he doesn't want it.
I'm gonna go with it. It doesn't matter. If he wants to, he could have it. And then if he would have it, he will have children, right?
Yeah, if he wanted to have children, yeah.
Okay, so if he had a mate, he will have children, right?
Yeah.
So your God depends on a mate in order to have children, right?
Yeah.
So your God is not all powerful.
But like you can read the sentence
Come
right after
on,
that
dog.
question. It says that he created all things and has perfect knowledge of everything. Isn't that all
Right. It
powerful?
doesn't change anything. It's not going to get you out of this here. Look, I'm granting it. Your God is all powerful. No, it's not going to change the fact that he needs a mate in order to have children. I can grant you that he created all things. It ain't going to change nothing.
Okay. How do we get children then?
What?
How do we get children?
Oh, because we have a mate, right? Just like your Allah needs a mate. If he had a mate, he would be like us. He will have children, right?
Yeah, right. So
It's not gonna get you out of it.
children. So to get children, we need mate, right?
Well, unless you like Mary, because Mary, anyway, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So we need mate, like in the natural way.
Natural way. So
Does God say so?
in another way, Mary is kind of greater than your Allah.
Yeah. So we need to have a mate in the natural way.
Hold on, bro. You're just gonna ignore that? I just said that the Mary is greater than your Allah, than your God.
I don't understand that statement.
Mary, Virgin Mary.
Oh, Mary
is greater than your God.
To marry someone. No.
Oh no, because she can have a son by herself, but your God can't. Oh.
Yeah, because God said that she will have a son.
So Mary is greater than your God.
No, because actually she didn't even know that she had a son.
Again, did she have a son by herself? Without a mate?
Yeah, with the power of God, yeah.
Yeah, again, did Mary had a son without a mate?
Yeah.
Can your God have a son without a mate?
No, because...
Based. So Mary is greater than your God.
This proves that Mary is a human and God is God.
It proves that Mary is more powerful than your God. That's what it proves.
No, because you don't... how can I explain it? You don't need to be all powerful. Just like it's a criteria to have a child to be all powerful.
How about this? I'm gonna give you another chance, bro. It seems like that one day you're not doing too good. I'm gonna give you another reason why I think your God is not God. Oh, you want to continue with that? Or you want to change it up? It's up to you, man.
We can also change it to why Jesus is God, because he's a human.
Well, come on, man. We're talking about your God. You asked me, why do I think your God is not God? Let's talk about your God first. No, hold on.
Okay.
Let's talk about your God first, and then we can talk about Jesus. I don't mind. So again, do you want to continue with that, or do you want me to give you another reason why I think your God is not God?
You can give me a reason.
Okay, another reason. So your God made a false claim. He claimed that all prophets were Muslims, including Jesus. That's false. If it's false, that means your God is false. That means the Quran is false. That means Islam is false. Everything falls apart.
Okay, how do we know that it's false?
Well, because the prophets they were not Muslims.
Wasn't Jesus a Muslim?
Heck no.
Well, I don't find the Quran stating that Jesus said something different than Allah.
Okay, so what makes Jesus a Muslim? How about with let's start from there.
Because he aligns with everything what Allah has commanded in the Quran. Everything by the Quran, Jesus did. And
so Jesus is Muslim because he did everything that Allah commanded in the Quran?
Yeah.
So the Quran says Jesus is Muslim, and you're going to use the Quran to prove the Quran? The claim of the Quran?
Yeah, besides the definition of being a Muslim. So yeah.
Let me show you why that don't even work. If I says that Stephen, my name is Stephen, by the way. If I said that Stephen is a prophet, and then you ask me for evidence, and I say, ask me, right? What will you think of me?
Yeah, then you have to have some prophecies and etc.
Well, that would be circular. So I cannot be evidence of my claim, right? I cannot.
Yeah, so you
Basically,
can.
the Quran is claiming that Jesus is a Muslim. You cannot use the Quran to prove your claim. You can't do that.
No, but like when we see like the definition of being a Muslim, that you have to worship Allah, right? Then we can see that Jesus also worshipped Allah. But
And then you
yeah,
get that from the Quran, right?
yeah, and Allah is God, and Jesus worshipped God in the Bible, so that's the same.
Okay. I just want to make sure, because I don't want to feel like I'm trapping you here. Are you saying that the Bible is the evidence to prove that Jesus is Muslim, or you want to stick with the Quran?
The Bible or every other book that says that Jesus believed in one God, and the prophets, like the prophets Abraham and etc. That he's a Muslim, yeah.
That's actually
That's
something
what
that I can work
Muslims
with.
believe.
So where in the Bible that shows that Jesus was a Muslim? Where can you point me to?
Yeah, so when we look at the definition of being Muslim, like worshipping God alone and believing in the prophets, then we can see in the Bible that Jesus also believed in the Old Testament and in the prophets, and that he worshipped the God of the Old Testament, because the God of the Old Testament is also mentioned in the Quran.
First of all, that's not the definition of a Muslim.
What is the definition of a Muslim?
Someone who submits his will to a man.
So a God, yeah.
Men.
Men?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh my goodness. Where have you been at, man? You been living under a rock or something? Where have you been at, man? So if you go to chapter 4, verse 65, it shows you that a Muslim is someone who submits to a man. That's what your Quran says.
Did you say 4?
Yeah, 465.
465. Suranisa?
Mm-hmm.
But no, by your Lord, they will never be true believers.
They will never what? They will never be what? Hold on. They will never be what?
True believers.
Okay, continue.
Believers.
Keep that in mind.
Until they accept you, O Prophet. And with O Prophet, they mean Muhammad.
Mm-hmm.
As the judge in their disputes, and find a resistance within themselves against your decision and submit wholeheartedly.
All right. So you say that according to your Quran, a Muslim, in order to be a believer, you have to submit to Muhammad wholeheartedly.
Yeah, and that makes sense because at that time we had a new prophet, and then we have to believe in all the prophets. So that means that before the Quran, we have to believe in the last prophet, and that's Jesus, and before him, then the prophet before Jesus, of course.
Can you show me any verse in the Quran that says that in order to be a believer, you got to submit to Jesus?
Oh, that's just like my logical thinking.
Well, the Quran, the thing is that your logical thinking is wrong, right? The Quran nowhere states that you got to submit to any prophet in order to be Muslim. It doesn't mention that you got to submit to Moses or Abraham or Jesus. It only says it for Muhammad.
No, yeah, and I didn't say that. The Quran said like before the Christians, like at the time of Moses, that we have to believe in Jesus to come in heaven, that he died for our sins. No, right?
Wait, again, I'm doing internal. We're talking about the Quran right now. If you want to mix the Quran with the Bible,
I'm just like using the same logic, yeah.
Well,
but like,
I mean, do you want to talk about the? If you want to talk about the Bible, man, we can. I don't got no problem with it. I'm trying to show you that.
Just an example.
That example doesn't follow. So again, according to your Quran, a Muslim is someone who submits to a man, right? Can we at least agree on that?
I didn't think I read that. It said we should submit.
Brother, does it say that they will never be believers until they submit to Muhammad wholeheartedly?
Yeah, except you're a prophet, yeah.
And submit to him wholeheartedly, right?
What kind of... And find resistance within themselves. Yeah, like in the context of believing him in a prophet, yeah.
No problem. And they gotta submit to him wholeheartedly, right? To whatever he decide, you gotta submit to him wholeheartedly, right?
Yeah, because he.
Walker, why you have to do that? It's a comments. I'm sorry. That's just so unprofessional. Bro, why do you have to do that? I'm over here reading you guys' comments, but this one, I had to point that one out. So again, that means a Muslim is someone who submits to men, not to God, correct?
Okay, so the thing you have to like bear in mind is that Jesus came before Muhammad, so this definition didn't exist back then.
Which is a problem for you. Don't you believe that these words are eternal? They always existed? You don't believe that?
No, it's relative.
What do you mean?
Like, it depends on the time, because why couldn't he like give the Bible or the Quran, with Bible I mean Injil, at the time of Adam, the first prophet, like, because folk couldn't grasp it, the message back then, so it was delivered like, what do you call it in English, relative, by the time when people got more mature and could understand the context and stuff. Yeah.
You're missing my point. This is the problem. This is the problem that the Quran puts you in, bro, as Muslims. Because according to you, you will say that Allah's words is uncreated, right? So these words always existed, correct?
I mean, he didn't say this until the time that he said it, which was 1400
Did these words always existed?
I mean, they existed since he said it.
So these
I
words,
don't know what you mean by like,
so these words are created, then, according to you.
Created words. I think it's something that's being said.
So again, are these words created or uncreated? You gotta come on, man. You gotta give me an answer.
I just don't understand like what you mean by words being created.
So okay,
like my words aren't created.
So how about no? Let's get off of that. Let's get off of that. So can you at least admit that according, at least today, in order to be a Muslim, you gotta submit to Muhammad, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so a Muslim is someone who submits to Muhammad, right?
And to Allah, we have to. Like,
it doesn't, brother. It didn't say to Allah there, man. We adding to the Quran. That's what we're doing now. Sound like you adding to the Quran, man. You don't want to do that.
It's in the kalima.
What is a kalima? Words?
Kalima, I think. Some Arabs also call it the shahada.
Kalima is word, right? Anyway, it doesn't matter. So according to that verse, does that verse mentions Allah?
Yeah, by your Lord.
Right, but it's referring to Muhammad though, not to Allah. It says, no, by your Lord, talking to Muhammad, they will never be believer until they submit to you wholeheartedly, right?
Yeah, so like the Lord says that they will never be true believers until they accept you, O Prophet Muhammad.
Finish it. It doesn't stop there. And what?
Yeah, but like I mean, it's God.
And submit. So it doesn't say that they gotta submit to Allah. It says that they gotta submit to Muhammad.
Yeah, but that's not the only passage that says that. Like, we can find many passages in the Quran that says we should believe in Allah.
No, show me a verse that says in order to be Muslim or to be a believer, believe in or submit to Allah. Show me that.
Okay, I'll try to find it. 2 seconds.
Right? What he's doing now, man? You guys are killing me with these comments, man. You gotta stop that, bro. Yeah. Yeah, Paul is definitely in the Quran, but all these Muslims who keep coming here saying that they don't know about him, it's sad. Maybe they just don't want to, they don't want to engage with the topic. Every Muslim is forced to ignore parts of their book where it says that the Bible is true. Yeah, that does. Yeah, go ahead, our friend. What is the verse?
I think it's Surah 2, 131.
Yeah, it doesn't say that you gotta submit to Allah in order to be a believer.
Yeah, like it says that God orders him to submit.
Read it. Read the verse.
And he responded, I submit to the Lord of all words. And the Lord of all words is Allah.
And what did I say? Show me a verse in the Quran that says, in order to be a believer. You see how that verse, it says that they won't believe. Show me an ayah that says that they won't believe until they submit to Allah. or they won't be a believer until they submit to Allah. That's what I want to see.
Mm,
Because you have a verse in the Quran that says that they won't believe until they submit to Muhammad. You see that, but you don't see
yeah,
that for Allah.
maybe we can look at Quran 94, Surah 94, ayat 14.
Go ahead, read it.
Yeah, like we have the Bedouins that say that we have believed, and then God says, "Say to them, you have not yet believed, until you have said we have submitted, for faith has not yet entered your hearts. But if you obey Allah and His Messenger."
Okay.
So
Oh,
I submit.
that's even worse. Let me ask you go to it.
Well,
You said 94.
94:14, I think it is.
Okay, good.
I'm not that good at remember.
Yeah, go ahead and put it up so we can actually. This is actually shows that you guys commit shirk all the time. You don't even know it. Unless shirk doesn't mean associating partners with Allah. But anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna read it. You want me to read it, or you wanna read it?
Yeah, you can read it. Yeah.
You say it is 90 verse 14.
49 verse 14.
49
Surah
verse 14.
49 verse 14.
Okay, verse 49 verse 14. Okay. All right, what translation are you reading? That way we match.
The it
Can
just says
I just
English
read it? Hillary Khan. Can I just read it?
take I don't know what it is, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It says all mankind will have okay, this is 13. Sorry. It says that the Bedouins.
Yeah.
The Bedouins say we believe. Say you believe not, but you only say we have surrendered in Islam. For faith has not yet entered your hearts. But if you obey Allah and His Messenger, He will not decrease anything in reward for your deeds. Verily, Allah is forgiving and merciful. This doesn't say anything about you have to believe. You have to in order to be a believer or Muslim, you gotta submit to Allah. It doesn't say nothing like that here.
It's rather interesting because my translation says they say we have submitted, for faith has not yet entered your hearts.
Yeah.
But if you obey Allah and His Messenger, He will not deprive you of your deeds. So that means that they say that they have submitted, the Bedouins, but they
Right.
have not, because they have not obeyed Allah and His Messenger. So that's why in our Shahada we say like La ilaha illallah wa Muhammad Rasulullah. Like we obey Allah and His Messenger.
Okay, how about this? I'm gonna grant this. And say a Muslim is someone who submits to Allah and Muhammad. Is that okay?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
That's okay.
That's perfect.
And that's not shirk.
No, like why would it be?
What is shirk?
That's associating partners with Allah.
Okay, so are you associating partner with Allah when you submit to Allah and Muhammad? Is Allah in the same? Are you putting Allah in the same stance with Muhammad?
Actually, no, because all the prophets had the same message. Approximately.
Well, we're not talking about the message, bro. So again here, this is what we have here. It says you cannot be a believer. I'm granting it, by the way. You can't be a believer until you submit to Allah and Muhammad.
Mm-hmm.
That's not shirk.
No, because we don't Prophet Muhammad is also a human, yeah.
So okay, and that's not shirk. Putting Muhammad right beside Allah.
Because we aren't calling Muhammad God. We are calling him a prophet.
I'm not saying that, but you see, you are putting Muhammad right beside Allah. That's what you're doing here. So you gotta submit to Muhammad and Allah in order to be a Muslim. I'm granting it, by the way.
Yeah.
And that's not a problem.
No, because we aren't called like with associating partners with Allah. We mean that we are associating other gods, like fake gods, with Allah. But here there is clearly stating in the Quran that Muhammad is a messenger and not God.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Look, man, at least you're honest. I'm gonna grant that. So a Muslim is no longer someone who submits to God. Okay, so a Muslim is someone who submits to God and Muhammad. Correct?
Yeah.
Wow. So can you prove that Jesus submitted to God and Muhammad?
From Bible or Quran or what?
I just need evidence. You can't use the Quran because the Quran is making the claim. And now we have already understood what a Muslim is. You have to prove it that he submitted to God and Muhammad, because that's what a Muslim is.
Where do you want me to get the proof from? If I can't use the Quran?
So you're telling me that you don't have a proof, or you don't have a proof of Jesus submitting to your God and Muhammad?
I personally use the Quran, yeah, because Jesus isn't like the most important figure in the Quran. So
Actually, I will argue that he is.
I would say that the last prophet is.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Look, I don't mind doing that, bro. Let's compare to Isa of the Quran to Muhammad. Let's see who's greater. You want to do that?
No, I didn't mean greater. Like, of
the
course.
Most important? Okay, let's see who is the most important according to the Quran between Isa and Muhammad.
Yeah.
Okay. So according to the Quran,
I don't know what we prove about this, but yeah, we can.
Well, you just want to do that for fun. This is fun. I like fun.
Okay.
So,
if you want, yeah.
Okay. Whose mother is mentioned in the Quran? Muhammad's mother or Isa's mother?
We have a whole chapter about Isa's mother.
But not Muhammad's mother, right?
No, she's not important.
Right. But Isa's mother is important, right? It is important enough to be in the Quran. Okay. Who is the greatest woman have ever lived? Isa's mother or Muhammad's mother?
Okay, I don't know who the greatest woman is.
Come on, bro. Are you serious? Please don't. See, so far you have been honest with me. I don't want you. Don't ruin it now, because we got to figure out what a Muslim is. All right? Right now we're just having fun.
No, because like Eve, like the first woman God created. I don't know who like is the greatest, because
Well, Mary is the greatest woman that your Allah have ever created. I'm gonna give you another one. Let's do this. Okay, according to the Quran, who is the spirit of Allah?
Spirit of Allah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I haven't heard according to Quran that God has a spirit, but yeah.
Wait, Jesus is the spirit of Allah. By the way, if you want me to show you all of this that I'm saying, I don't just want you to take my words for it. I'll be more than happy to show it to you, right?
I actually think that God like cleansed Jesus with the Holy Spirit. Not that.
The Quran don't say nothing like that. Jesus was born as a pure son. That's what your Quran says. He is a pure son, unlike Muhammad. So again, another thing, who is the word of Allah according to your Quran? Muhammad or Jesus?
A greater prophet?
Who is identified as the word of Allah?
I think every prophet is identified as word of Allah because they have God's message to bring.
You don't get that in the Quran. You're making it up.
2 seconds, I'll find it.
Yeah, go ahead. Find me any prophet who's identified as the word of Allah other than Jesus. You're going to be looking for a while. He's not there. He's not there at all, man. Yeah, he's honest. I guess he's honest, but I still want to, I want to conclude whether Jesus is Muslim or not. Right now, we're just having fun.
Okay, so we can like, if you look like Quran 5:75.
Okay, let's see. Quran 5:75. Go ahead and read it.
The Messiah, son of Mary, was no more than a messenger.
Continue. Continue. It doesn't stop there, does it?
Seriously? It just
Come on, bro.
lagging a little bit. Right, okay. Yeah. Many messengers had come and gone before him.
Brother,
His mother was a woman
finish
of
the
truth.
verse at least, man. He goes on to say
But
he is the word of Allah. You proved my point.
No. Okay, I read it again. The
Okay.
Messiah, son of Mary, was no more than a messenger. Many messengers had come and gone before him. His mother was a woman of truth. They both ate food.
Go to chapter 4, 157.
Sorry, what?
I think it's chapter 4, 157. Let's see.
Chapter 157?
Chapter 4, Surah An-Nisa.
470.
57, 157.
57.
Oh, sorry.
And as for those who believe and do good.
Wrong. Chapter 4. Let's try 171.
171 in chapter 4?
Yeah. Yep. Why keep getting those two verses mixed up? Chapter 4, 171. Guys, tap that screen for me. Again, if you have not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, I need you guys to go ahead and do that. On TikTok, you click up on my name. There's a link there. It's going to take you straight to it. Subscribe. Watch from there or watch from the TikTok. It's up to you. But I need you to go ahead and sub to the channel. And to follow the account if you haven't done it as well. I don't see you guys following the account. I don't think you have already followed me, all of you. So
okay, so 4, 171.
Huh.
O people of the book, do not go to extremes regarding your faith. Say nothing about Allah except the truth. The Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary, was no more than a messenger of Allah and the fulfillment of his word through Mary and a spirit created by a command from him.
Hold on. What translation are you reading?
So believe in Allah and his messenger.
Yeah, hold on.
Say Trinity.
Is that the clear Quran?
It's just Quran.com.
Yeah, the clear Quran. Oh my God, I hate that translation. They butcher it. No. I can't even go with that. It's not going to prove your point. It's a terrible translation. So let me read it here. Do you read the Arabic by any chance?
No.
Can you read a different translation other than that? Any other translation other than that? It's a terrible translation, man. You should not read that at all.
Which was the first I found.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
2 seconds. Surah An-Nisa.
171.
Okay, 171.
Yeah, the way they reword it now was like, gosh, what is that?
Yes, you ready? O people of the book, commit no excesses in your religion, nor say of Allah aught but the truth. Christ Jesus, the son of Mary, was no more than a messenger of Allah, and his word which he bestowed on Mary, and a spirit proceeding from him. So believe in Allah and his messengers.
So according to that verse, Jesus is the word of Allah, right?
Christ Jesus, the son of Mary, was no more than a messenger of Allah, and his word, like his word, Jesus' word.
No, he was Allah's word. He was no more than the message of Allah and his word.
So Allah's word, which he bestowed on Mary, and the spirit proceeding. So like God said that Jesus should be in her womb.
No, it basically says he sent to her womb. If you continue reading. But can we first come to an agreement that Jesus is the word of Allah? According to that verse.
I never said he wasn't.
Okay. And it goes on to say that he is also the spirit of Allah, right?
No, not spirit.
Yeah, continue reading.
Word which a spirit proceeding from him, yeah.
Yeah, so
from
the spirit from not from his word. He is the spirit from Allah. From him. So Jesus is the word of Allah and the spirit of Allah, right? Right.
That just doesn't make any sense. Like from him, the spirit.
But it's just the English ones. They're trying to hide stuff, but the Arabic is so clear. But if you go back to Quran.com, it shows you word for word, right? If you click on the Arabic and do that.
Right now I'm looking at Quran 411.com.
Sure, but you want us to see a word for word. But yeah, so the Quran is clear that Jesus is the word of Allah and the spirit of Allah, which it never says about Muhammad. So far, I've already proven that this Isa of the Quran is way greater than Muhammad. Is more important than Muhammad. He have many more titles, and he is the spirit of Allah, and his word, it sounds to me, is more important than Muhammad.
But if you read Surah no, because like every prophet told the word of Allah.
The Quran doesn't say
also
that.
Muhammad.
No.
Yeah, I actually think it says.
Give me the ayat.
Because let's try Surah 7:158.
Surat Araf 158.
Yeah.
All right, let's see 158. All right, it says, "Say, O mankind, I'm a messenger of God to you all. Of him to whom belongs the kingdom of the heavens and of the earth. There is no God but he. He gives life and makes to die. Believe then in God and his messenger and the prophet of the common folk, who believes in God and his words and follow him. Happily, so you will be guided." Yeah, this doesn't say the prophets are his words. His words here
but it says that we have to follow his messenger, under the prophet, who believe, and then is in God's words.
Yeah, so I'm not disputing that you're supposed to follow the messengers. That's not what I'm disputing here. But here, this doesn't refer to the messenger. When it says his words, it's referring to basically to the Quran and the Torah and all other books. God's words, not the prophets.
Actually, I have a better words. I just got in mind.
You got a better Quran in mind? Is that what you're saying? A better verse in mind?
A better the explicitly thing you want to hear.
Okay.
Because in Surah 53,
but before you do that, can you at least acknowledge that this is not talking about the prophets? It's talking about like his words referring to the books.
Yeah, it's talking about God's words that the prophets talk about. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what is this other verse?
Surah.
It's gonna be last, and then we're going back to whether Jesus is a Muslim.
Yeah, Surah 53, verse 3.
Right, 53 verse 3. Let's see. Let's see what is that gonna.
Nor does he speak from his own desire.
Come on, bruh.
The prophet, right?
Come on,
it is nothing but a revelation revealed.
Yes, so this doesn't say that Muhammad is Allah's word at all.
But it does.
No, it just says Muhammad don't speak on his own. Everything he says is from Allah. That's what it shows.
Right. So this means that everything the prophet conveys in the Quran is not his own intention or invention. It's direct
this
revelation.
Doesn't say that Muhammad is the word of Allah. It doesn't say that. It simply just says that Muhammad does not speak on his own desire.
Yeah, so he speaks from God's desire, which is God's.
No problem, but it doesn't say that Muhammad is the word of Allah. It doesn't say that. Do you see that?
No. Yeah, but my point is that both Jesus and Muhammad, according to the Quran, only said what Allah wanted them to say.
No problem. It doesn't make him the word of Allah just because he says whatever Allah wants.
No, it's fair if it doesn't.
All right. So you don't have no verse in the Quran that says Muhammad is the word of Allah.
No, I actually think in another verse it says that it's the word of a noble messenger.
Yeah, the Quran.
Yeah.
The Quran is the word of a noble messenger. Now Muhammad is not the word of
No. Like Prophet Muhammad's word is a word of a noble messenger.
No,
Because the
no.
context
It
was
says
that
the Quran.
people
Okay,
said they were
give
from
me the
the
verse. I
devil.
read that verse. Is it 80 something? Give me the verse. What is the verse?
I think it's 69 verse 40.
Literally says that the Quran is the word of a noble messenger. That's why it's not even the word of God. Oh, you said 69 verse 40?
Yeah.
It's okay. What is it? What is it? Because hey, I gotta memorize this verse. It's 59 verse 40, right? 69 verse 40, you said?
69 verse 40 to 43, approximately.
Okay. Watch this. Guys, he just proved that the Quran is not even the word of God. All right, let's start on 40. Let's start on 39. Okay.
Should I read?
Yeah, go ahead and read it. Start on 38, actually.
38. I have to go a little behind. Okay, 2 seconds. 69, 38. Okay, so now I do swear by whatever you see, like God swears, right? And whatever you cannot see. Indeed,
So
this
Allah
Quran
swears
is
whatever that exists, whatever Muhammad can see, Allah swears by it.
Yes, so indeed this Quran is a recitation of a noble messenger.
Pause. So this Quran is a recitation of whom?
Of Prophet Muhammad.
Okay. It's not from Allah, it's from Muhammad then, correct?
Actually, it says in 43, if you go a little longer, it is a revelation from the Lord of all worlds.
Okay. So, but okay, let's not even go to another point. Can you at least acknowledge that this verse doesn't say that Muhammad is the word of Allah? That we can actually go to the actual, meat.
Yeah, so it's the recitation of God. Yeah.
So it doesn't say that Muhammad. It does not say that Muhammad is the word of Allah, right?
Not explicitly.
Not at all. So anyway, I still need a reason why you think Jesus was Muslim. Since we have already concluded that a Muslim is someone who submits to Muhammad and Allah, can you prove that Jesus submitted his will to Muhammad and Allah?
From the Quran, but you don't accept the Quran.
It's not that I don't accept it. It's just it will be circular, right?
But no, I haven't researched it, so no, like not from other things on the Quran.
I appreciate that. You know what, man? I appreciate that. Yeah, at least you're not over here wasting people's time. Go ahead and research it, man. Follow me, bro. I would love to talk to you again. I don't know. Do you want to talk about Jesus? You have a question at all? I want to make sure I answer your questions.
No, and I follow you already, so yeah, I will come another time. Yeah.
All right, go ahead and research it, man. Come back.
Thank you.
Appreciate having me. All right, guys. I think this is it, man. I don't want to bring out another guy who's just gonna mess it up, probably curse me out. I think this is it. Who's still rocking with me on YouTube, man? Who's still rocking with me? Go ahead, guys. I'm about to go live on YouTube for a couple more minutes. So if you want to continue to watch, on YouTube, man, click on the link there on my name and get on YouTube. So I see you guys on YouTube. All right. Who's still rocking with me, man? Yeah, we got walk up by the spirit. Walk. Why I keep calling you walk up, man? Walk with the spirit in the building. Appreciate you, my brother Josh. Appreciate you, man. All you guys, of course, LLC. It was a great ending conversation. I thought it was fine. It was pretty good. Who else? Who else is still on here, man? Who else is still on here? Pretty sure there's more people. Pretty sure there are more people. Who's still rocking with me? With that said, guys, yeah, I love that guest as well. You know, yeah, if he continue to be honest like that, I truly believe that he's gonna leave Islam. He's definitely gonna leave Islam. So yeah, let's continue praying for him and all other guests who came up. Hopefully, they can also be honest and actually have at least a convo. I feel like I'm talking to dead brain people. Their IQ is so low. Yeah, there's hope for him. With that said, guys, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for joining. See y'all again. I'm trying to be consistent every Tuesday and Thursdays. I think I can do it. I just gotta push myself. I can definitely do it. And Saturday too. I'm trying to make that. I must see. Every Tuesday and Wednesday and Saturday. I'm probably gonna definitely every Tuesday and Wednesday and every Tuesday and Thursdays. Saturday I'm gonna have to figure that one out probably. But with that said, I don't know. I like that little thing. I like it. With that said, guys, I love you guys so much. I see you guys on Saturday for sure. TH, are you new here? Cause I think I just show you today. I just saw you today. I said show you. Just saw you today. But with that said, guys, make sure you guys are subscribed if you haven't. Pretty sure all you guys have. And thank you guys for hanging out. May I be blessed in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. See you guys on Saturday. I gotta do it again because LAC decided to do it. So yeah, I'll see you guys on Saturday.